Is this some sort of new fresh streamer? Oh yeah, Ninja. This is my first stream. Please be gentle. Okay, let's do it then. We have got 2 new maps today from Palmar. We're going to start off with City Expansion. I helped make the map because it needed some hex editing magic to be what it is, but let's load it up. Let's see our parchment from Caesar and get on with it. So, here we go. We play from the save file due to the editing. The clue is in the name about the gimmick here, no hippo. So let's load it up and let's see what we have here. Well, it's a central map, so good for making wheat in, but it still has fires. Alright, we won't explore too much before we check out what Toga Boy has for us. Let's get that. Or even is it? Here we go, here we go. You should be able to see it approximately right now. Salve, Governor. I'm livid. Your poor decision to expand the city's entertainment district has cost the Empire thousands. I'm hereby revoking your entertainment construction privileges until such time that I see fit, but that is not enough. You built the expensive hippodrome far outside city borders and failed to consider the high enemy presence. This doesn't sound like anything I've done, Caesar. I think you found some other guy and are pinning the blame on me because you know only I can fix it. In any case, despite apparently my foolishness, Caesar will not allow Rome to be insulted by unwashed Greeks. You could just say Greeks, Caesar. And they're attempting to tear down all that work, so I need to expand the border of the city across the river, set up defenses, and build a luxurious district so that maybe one day the hippodrome might see some use. Because of your previous meager successes, I'm giving you one chance to make this right. I created Bergen for you, Caesar, and it's still not enough. He's given us a little bit at the end of the parchment here, though. The hippodrome is exposed, and if destroyed, it cannot be rebuilt. Protect it at all costs. Because of improper trade infrastructure, as far away from the main city's prosperous ports, trade will be difficult, and may even collapse. Tax your citizens hard. They must pay for the pleasure of living so near to the illustrious hippodrome. So, this is a fun little gimmick for the map. I wouldn't call it a gimmick map, but it certainly is a gimmick on a map. The situation... Sorry, I just need to clear some clutter off my screen. Single screen streaming is... it is Spartan for sure. So, our map. This is the illustrious hippodrome, supposedly built outside of the city walls, too far that it's under threat. And the gimmick here is that this is the only entertainment building on the map, and we are not allowed to build any more. As we can see here, the only thing we can build are chariot makers, so all the entertainment for all of our citizens must come from their access to this hippodrome. Because of the chariot makers, that doesn't mean that all of our buildings have to be near the hippodrome. We could have a house out here, for example, and then with a chariot maker placed here, and a road that leads all the way over to the hippodrome, they would have access to entertainment. But that does imply that all of our houses are going to have to be connected, and that can be very difficult. For good reason, we normally segregate our citizens, mostly so that plebs don't consume patrician goods. It can be very annoying. Let's say you want to have lots of small insulae, but also have some luxury palaces. You wouldn't want, for example, the small insulae to get access to the furniture that the patricians use, so the easiest way to do that is just to cut off the road network. But other things like walkers not going the right way, or let's say you don't want barber access for medium insulae, you wouldn't want your barber to be able to walk along to the medium insulae, so again, just cut them off. It's the easiest way. But there are other ways to do it, so we might need to consider that for this run. So let's get a rundown of the situation. How's the trade and what do we have locally? Locally we have access to 3 kinds of food, which is very generous, and on top of that there's farmland everywhere, so we're not going to be limited on evolution due to food at the very least. We have local weapons, so it's good for our armies and potentially good for selling. Marble, great for selling, if we can. And perhaps my favorite thing to have available, I mean, if nothing else is available on the map aside from food, I would always like pottery and furniture. Don't always get it, but it's always nice when it does. So, have the prices been tinkered with at all? Nothing stands out, so that all looks normal to me. I mean, some map makers do change the prices from the get-go, but I haven't seen Palmar do that before. We only have one land trade route with Thamagadi, and they'll buy expensive weapons and expensive pottery, so that's very good. What they sell us is of no consequence, we can make these ourselves. Our seaborne trade, there are 3 places. Carthago will buy marble, which is lovely. They sell stuff that doesn't matter at all. Well, not quite. We do need access to oil. So hopefully we don't have to import the expensive Carthaginian oil. Syracuse will give us vines, which is excellent. That means we will be able to have patricians one way or the other. And they bulk buy low quality goods, or low value goods rather. And Athens... there we go. So there is no limit on evolving our patricians due to goods, but there's another limit that we'll talk about shortly. Man, I always talk so much about the start of the maps, but I like to do so. I don't feel... If you want to jump into the building, then whenever you load up a Caesar 3 video of mine, you just jump 30 minutes in, right? Hi Jake, nice to catch you live. I wanted to ask, what are your thoughts on Caesar 2? I've never played Caesar 1 or 2, almighty, so I have nothing to say on the matter. I started this series at Caesar 3 and never looked back. Also, I probably would have if I ever found the games as a kid, but they were never on sale. Whereas Caesar 3 was in the bargain bin box at Asda, so how could I say no? But about Athens, they will buy expensive weapons and furniture, so for money making, Thamagadi is good, Athens is good, actually it's all good, but Caesar seemed to indicate that prices are going to collapse, so if we're going to export, we should export fast and be ready to change our economic model to adapt. We need taxes, of that I'm almost certain. How would we set that up? A dock is placed, or could be placed here, could be placed here, here, here. Actually, where do the boats come in from? I'm actually going to run the map a little bit. Here we go, the flotsam comes from here, and probably ends one way or the other down here. Let's just actually let that go all the way. Knowing where the ships come in and out of is a very helpful thing on the map, because it aids your placement of the docks. So, comes in from there, and it could leave there as well. So a dock here would be magnificent. On top of that, looks like we could bridge over here to have connections going, so I like that. Even here wouldn't be too objectionable, but I do need this access. Still place for a dock here. Alright, here or here, both good for the docks. I could actually potentially use both and have a big manufacturing hub over here. I like that, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. I'm going to reload the map because I played out some time there unnecessarily. Right, good. We've slotted that way in the head. What else is there to consider? How about the layout of the map? There is farmland everywhere, and there are a lot of places to go fishing. Compared to Bergen, this is quite the 180, because Bergen's biggest problem was the lack of food availability, but yet lots and lots of farming available, lots and lots of fishing available. This is great because we're probably going to need the food diversity and the food amount. Right, what buildings do we have access to? All the water, all the medical, all of the godliness. Wow, this is really nice. We even have mission posts, despite there being no natives here, so we could actually abuse the mission posts for soaking up unemployment. May or may not do that later. As we said, only the chariot maker for entertainment, so there's a good reason to limit myself to hovels, even small hovels from the get-go, because this thing eats up 150 workers, which itself might not be a bad thing, because I have a habit of using way too much unemployment. Something very important is missing here. We do not have access to statues. That means high-tier housing is going to be a little difficult to get to, but the fact that we have the Oracle... Yeah, the Oracle kind of gets away from some of the weakness of not having statues, but the problems with the Oracles is they can collapse, unlike statues. Okay, no statues, we'll keep that in mind. Looks like we have all of the engineering buildings. We've got the dock, the wharf, and the shipyard, so great for getting the fishing going. And we have plazas and gardens. Plazas, very nice, very generous. Goodness, a lot of maps these days don't let me have plaza because they're so powerful, but now we have them back, probably to counteract the lack of statues. Military. There is no military academy, but there are walls and towers and gatehouse. So that sounds like we're going to need a lot of forts. The map did mention Greeks coming to tear down our city, so let's consider our options of that very soon. As we covered, we have local wheat, and that's amazing on a central or desert map. Very efficient on the food making, and there's farmland everywhere. You could lay out the city however you want because there's no limit on where you can put your farming. Right, let's consider invasion points. This all looks dangerous, although I don't think Palmar tends to put invasions on the entry and exit point. So I'm not too worried about this, but at the same time it might be prudent just to put up a little wall and a gatehouse just in case. This screams attack point at me. So I think at some point that's going to be walled to infinity. And this also screams attack point. But if we do get attacked from here, it would be trivial to kill anything that comes our way with just some towers along here and an army placed here. So it might be that I have 2, maybe 3 divisions here, and the rest guarding this area, because I don't trust this at all, and we must at all costs defend the Hippodrome. There's nowhere else that could be a valid invasion point that I can see. So yeah, towers and heavy infantry here, and then more heavy infantry here, maybe 1 set of javelins on each. That's my plan for defenses. Hey Jake, how's it going? It's going well, thank you Dennis. They will attack via the Wang of Mars. The Wang of Mars! Mars needs to see a doctor. That S corner is full-on old-fashioned tower defense territory. Yeah, I need some good area of effect. Tower defenses there. So, what are the difficulties of this map? As I said, the entertainment is the biggest issue on this map, aside from the very low starting denarii. The fact that we only have the Hippodrome means that any time I want to evolve anybody past a small hovel, I need to either have them close enough to the Hippodrome that the Hippodrome walker, or rider as he is, rides past their house, or, far more likely and controllably, I put down a chariot maker and ensure that the chariot maker goes all the way to the Hippodrome to give them Hippodrome access. But there are some complications regarding this. The Hippodrome needs labour access, and it needs an engineer and a prefect to make sure it doesn't burn down. I don't even like this layout because there are stairs here. There's a good chance the walkers get stuck in the stairs and this thing will burn down anyway, so I'll probably reposition this a wee bit. What else? Well, the fact that there's only 1 entertainment building means the most entertainment points we can get, you don't see these, but it is a thing, is 35. 30 for anybody who has access to the Hippodrome, and 5 just as global coverage for the very existence of it. Now, that means that the best building you can ever put down on this map is a small villa. That's the best house evolution that you can get, because beyond small villa, they need more entertainment. A theatre, an amphitheatre, coliseum, anything. But all they have are these races, and whilst the races are the best thing in the game for entertainment, people do get bored of them. So that's a thing. Couple that with the fact that prosperity requirement is 80. That is quite high. You can get 80 with nothing but Grand Insulae, which I think have 80 or 85 prosperity, I forget. But you could instead have lots of small villas and also have some regular-ish crummy housing, small or medium or even large insulae. Given the fact that we have good food access, there's no good reason not to have Grand Insulae everywhere, unless, of course, oil is an issue. We can import oil. We can import rather a lot of oil, all by sea, but that is expensive. That means anytime we're having Grand Insulae or large Insulae, we're committing to bringing in a lot of money's worth of oil. Grand Insulae pay loads of taxes, so it does pay for itself, but the upfront cost is hefty, not to mention the logistical issues. If I want Grand Insulae here and here, that's going to be a problem for our oil imports unless the imports themselves are completely segregated and all the getting warehouses are away from that, which is a good idea, a great idea perhaps. I think I'll even do that. So, how are we going to set up this city? I hate to say it, but this incredibly low amount of starting denarii necessitates a slum start, but I like to think I'm actually going to get some food going, so it's quicker for me to break out of being in a slum. What is my initial export plan? Thank you, Julio. 80 for the Grand Insula. I always forget if it's 80 or 85. How could they be bored of watching the same thing all the time? People aren't bored of watching funny cat videos. I prefer baby elephant videos myself. Trying to think of the early money situation. Trade donkeys are nice and simple to set up, but I cannot deny that Athens is going to give me lots of money for weapons and furniture. Oh man, and Carthago buying my marble is also rather tempting. In fact, everything is tempting to export, but the slum demands are huge. Right. Pottery, weapons, and furniture and marble are all the best things to do early, so I guess we'll get on that first and foremost. The dock will be... I'm very, very tempted to double dock. The reason I want to double dock is because you can have a situation where, let's imagine our... Well, let's not even imagine. Our dock is here, and a ship is arriving. It gets to about here, and then another ship arrives. And the ship that arrives latest, for some reason, reserves this dock before the other ship even arrives. So the first ship that is here now just waits here for this other ship to come get in, do its business and leave, and then the one that was waiting can be seen to. Don't know why that happens, but it does happen. And having multiple docks can alleviate that, because at least then there's generally always an open dock. These two locations are not too far from each other, so I will probably have them both set up. The situation is not good for warehouses, but it's not terrible for warehouses. This whole area right here is pretty grim for building on, but with the power of imagination, I could do a reasonable bit of clay pitting here for the pottery that's needed. Actually, it's pretty terrible for that. Pretty terrible indeed. Okay. I'm just drawing on this to aid my thinking. Alright. Jake will probably need a separate road network to control the supply of wine. Actually, I think it's better to control religion than wine for Grand Insulae. Grand Insulae do not consume wine, they just bank some of it and then don't drink it, which is great. And I've seen a really neat solution for that before. I actually wonder if I have it on hand. Whoops. There's a really inspirationally well-made map. I think it's Whisperwind, and it is Sarmazegatusa. Sarmazegatusa, incredibly tight, 100 culture, although it does involve a culture like this. And these Grand Insulae all have wine, but they don't drink it. They only drink it when they become a Patrician. And what is controlled here is religion. These guys all only have access to Mercury. These guys only have access to Ceres. And it's kind of amazing that this Ceres Walker does this loop. But here is the one singular luxurious palace that is all it takes to get a Prosperity 100 when there's all these Grand Insulae. And the way it works is it's got 3 of these temples walking this loop. They give religion to the luxury palace, and they also give desirability. But they don't break down, even though there's no engineer post on this, because the engineer walks up through these triumphal arches. In fact, and this is pretty great, this whole city is handled by 2 engineers. 2 engineers manage this entire city. It is a thing of beauty. I don't know how much work it took, but it runs really good. The engineers constantly complain about the buildings being in poor condition.
Sabe que essa... Foda-se, esses negócios vão pronto pra quebrar. Que bom que eu cheguei bem na hora, hein?
Man, this is so well made. And there's a lot of space out here, a lot of space completely unused, because it doesn't need to be used. The entire city is all packed in here, about 6,000 souls living here. Low on employment as well, but that's a given for Grand Insulae. They're very hefty on their employment demands. So yeah, this map is fantastic and very inspirational when it comes to controlling plebs and patrician. But that's not what we're doing here. Swear I'll get to building a city eventually. Right, well, I should do that right now then. And we do need to start out with slums and exports. So, there'll be a dock here. I am almost certainly going to need a bridge across here at some point, so I may as well just bite that bullet, so to speak. Oh man, this is actually too tight to even allow for 2x2s here, isn't it? Yes. But I do need the road along here regardless, so probably end up with something like this. There's going to be a dock here. I'll probably need something over here, don't know exactly what. The dock will be here. And I probably want this to connect in some kind of loop because we're going to have manufacturing up here. My marble quarrying can be done over here, but can also be done up here. I could fit quite a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay, we can do a lot around you. What are the exports looking at? That's about 3 marble quarries. A little more, but 3 will do. And the weapon demands are 40, so like 5. Okay, so 5 iron mines. We can sell any excess of iron if we have, but I doubt we will. And 3 on the marble. Maybe just 2 on the marble. So yes, lots and lots of industry is going to be happening over here. I'm going to clear this ahead of time. This money is not going to last. We will make sure that our taxes are set to diddly squat. I'm going to activate my auto clicker actually. There we go. Always nice having you around, but sometimes I have it on when I don't want it on and accidents happen. It's fine. Our wages are engineer, which is rather nice. Palmar always starts us off with 30 denarii, probably so we can just gift Caesar, but I'll set myself to clerk and all will be well there. How's this going to operate? Well, no matter how you look at it, I am going to need a road loop around here. Square designs. They are awful in general. I'm not the world's biggest fan of them. And you're going to have to branch off here. This is already quite a lot of branching paths, which I'm not thrilled about. Messes up walkers, all sorts. Have you ever been trolled by someone setting super low starting money but reasonably high bailout money? Never ever. Nobody ever gives me good bailout money. Maybe someday they will, but for now they do not. Again, I don't have my wonderful wonderful little mod to the game that shows merger points. I thought I had it backed up, but I don't. Because I wanted to use that for my... Well, I wanted to use it here so that I could see where I could put down some mergers. I'm not seeing any particularly convenient locations for it. I'm pretty sure I could put one here. I don't know if that's a merger point or not. Oh, but this is. That could be convenient. Alright, this is mostly for labor access, so in you go here. Anybody that walks down there will be fine. Anybody that walks around here is fine. Although, I'll slide you there instead. Lots and lots of industry here. Dock, clay. Alright, that should cover the most of it, although I still think this won't be enough space, but I can elaborate on that more later. Where is our first major population base going to be? The entry point is here, and the closer you set your initial people to the entry point, the happier time you're going to have. But this area is not particularly good for building. This smells like an invasion point. Everything's very narrow here. I'll probably have to bite the bullet with regards to people not getting there. Also, painful though it may be, I need to bridge across here. Yeah, I think what I need is a ship bridge here. Yeah, that allows access across, and it needs to be a ship bridge or else the ships won't be able to get around. Left myself dock space and dock space. This is a very good building area, and there's a huge amount of farming access here. This rock is in the way, but it's nothing too untoward. So I'm pretty sure I could get a nice tax space going right here. Yeah, that seems quite reasonable. As soon as I can, I want to actually start feeding them and taxing them. And since I have people set up here, it'd be very quick to start setting up defenses around here as well. It does tie me in quite a bit, though. It locks off a lot of land. Like, all this land here is great, but it's nowhere near any food. Whereas there's a huge amount of food production here, so I could make tons and tons of wheat here, and then have it spread out. But at the same time, I need multi-types of food, don't I? Difficult, actually. I didn't think that the layout of the land would be particularly hard to work with, but maybe it is. Yeah, I assumed it would be there as well, Marvin, but I did check today and did not see it. Okay, yeah, this is going to be tougher than I thought. There's very good farming land around here, but not a lot of good building area to exploit that. And with an 8,000 population, we need a lot of people here. And with a high prosperity requirement, we need them to be in good houses. Especially since we can't offset prosperity with very good patricians. At best, we can have small villas, and small villas are terrible. Okay. Another plan is forming in my head. I could switch out my farming idea once these guys are established. Change it to a double granary situation with lots of wheat here, lots of vegetables over here, and then spread out and get maybe about 5,000 people around here. But for now, this is where the bulk of our people are going to have to be. Right. Something else I'm going to do is delete these 2 bits of road. Clunk. My brilliant idea here is that I do not want to dedicate 150 people to working this hippodrome, but I don't want it to collapse. So as long as the engineer and the prefect walk to here, it won't burn down. I better check this, but yeah, I am playing on very hard mode, and these days I don't play with god effects. I don't like relying on the Neptune crutch, and I don't like god ghettos.
Tjenare, jag är ny här. Vet du var jag kan bo?
You're new here, are you? Well, get in. These people are going into our initial settlement points here, but now I need to set up another place for people to live. Caesar is going to be off his rocker when he hears the bill. And I don't mean the TV show. Just doing a bit of planning in my head here. The farms come down quite far, meaning I could have the granary somewhere like here or so. And that leaves me at... Hang on, there's arable land here as well. Oh, this complicates matters, doesn't it? Maybe I shouldn't even bother with that right now, and I should instead just go full slum lording. Because then I could do it right here. There's nothing glorious about this, but let's do it anyway. There we go. That'll get our initial workforce in.
Ha! Meine Gouverneure glauben wohl, Geld wächst auf Bäumen.
So Caesar gave me pretty much no bailout money and is already livid. But that's just textbook Caesar for you. All he knows is how to be angry. I wonder who hurt him. Not out loud though, the Senate would have my head for that. So, sorry to say, but here it is. Slum, slum, slum. Prefect. And other prefect, because never ever trust tents not to burn down. They love to burn down. And I shouldn't need to doctor these people. Right. I need these people in on the double. I need them working on the double. and then we need to get our exports up and on the go immediately. It's very important that this hippodrome does not burn down or break down, so I need to periodically check to make sure the walkers are doing fine. Now, of course, the prefect is going to take care of it, but look at the engineer. He's getting lost inside the stairs. There's a reasonable chance that the engineer never walks up here. He's still not walking up here, so the risk of collapse is growing and not being taken care of. But, oh, come on, Bralix, just walk up here. I need it. Okay, there we go. He does occasionally check the hippodrome so it won't break down. Right. Now is time to consider exports immediately. Weapons are generally the best, and we double down on weapons, so let's get the iron mines going. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. Meanwhile, I just want all the migrants flooding in here. The lack of the pa is too big to notice. So who were the best pars again? I think it was the Polish, the German. Any other Caesars particularly good on their pa game? These are all probably going to work just fine. They walk past you for labor, and they walk past you for labor. If they ever branch off the square, they walk past you here and you here. If they just stay walking the square, they get access from you. So labor access here is fine. As soon as we have some excess iron popping out, we're going to slam down some weapon workshops. Although we already have a little bit of... I'm having a thought about having only 2 marble workshops and instead having 6 iron places, because we can sell extra iron quite nicely. Yeah, I'm really thinking about it. There we go. Might seem a little excessive, but there you have it. And here we have iron popping out already, so let's get some weapon workshops operational. Just looking at the layout here and what works best. Of course, I've given myself the things built in just the right way to deny me lots of good setups. But that's just how it goes. I'm going to need a lot of weapons workshops here. Crazy amount almost. Put 3 down for now. The true amount that I need is much greater than 3. Well, we have a wee while before Caesar starts really getting ultra mad. Now I need to make sure that there's stuff to prevent this burning down and breaking down, so you will be fine, and you will be fine, and you will be fine, and I don't think I need another engineer post, but never trust the lack of prefectures. Look at that fire risk already. I think these places are about to burn down. Oh, that's fine. They're not too hard to deal with. But everything else seems to be A-okay. Come on, prefects, prevent that explosion. There we go. I knew what I was doing all along. That was almost a very rookie error I made, though. So the workshops are all working, which is all the more reason to be building more workshops. How are we going to be doing on furniture exports, by the way? That's good enough for 3 timber yards. Makes sense to have them here. One, 2, 3, and I can sell excess wood, which is also excellent. Although this is great arable land, I'll probably have to use this for industry. Man, the industry demands are enormous here. Need more weapon workshops. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It should be 8. 8 weapon workshops will do as well. That's very heavy on the employment, so this is going to need to fill up big time. And when they're done with their goods, they need to be shoved probably to here. It's a very logical place to put the... yeah, it's a pretty good place to put you. But I think I'd also want one over here. We'll have you here for now. And you're actually just going to take everything. And I will need to be shipping everything at some point. And again, never trust things not to burn down. Unless you're, of course, playing on a map where things cannot break down. Which is just so nice. I don't actually know if they're going to get access to labor there. What I could do is slam you down here, so that anybody walking by does get labor access. And then I could even branch something off here for extra space to use for industry. It's a lot of looping around, more so than I'd truly like, but we need the space. And also, we can use this area for creating vegetables, and perhaps even some extra wood for selling, because we really want to export max. On top of that, I need more space for warehousing. And use it we shall if we must. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good on the weapons. We're going to need some furniture workshops, maybe around here. And I would need a 5th. But maybe 4 is fine. 4 and we sell the excess wood, because one warehouse will have to do us for a wee while. Caesar's going to be pretty mad pretty soon, I think. We are not doing as well as he wants us to. I, however, need more slum here for now. And I do really want to get going on a proper place for my people to live, and I really want to get going on military. We need to have a word with Palmar about this generous. All of my money and all of my debt allowance is going to be drying up. Why are you not... Oh, snap. I'm going to temporarily set industry and commerce to number 1. What is that? Population milestone, thank you. That'll allow these things to get delivered at the warehouse. People can't deliver to a warehouse unless it has a certain amount of workers in it. But if I just set it for a wee bit, then they can go. But come on, we need people moving in. We need this industry operational. I think I'm going to... Okay, enemies are on their way. I'm going to... I don't have pottery set up yet, so what I might do is open Athens and Syracusa, but that's going to use all of my money. Oh dear. Oh, I'm not chuffed with this. But I do need to start selling this stuff, especially the weapons. So yeah, Athens is being opened up. And I guess Carthago is being opened up. And we need to sell the marble, sell the weapons, sell the furniture. Is there anything else that's sold on any of these trade routes? No, it's just those 3. I can't sell olives because we don't make olives. Come on, move in, you buggers. I need more people living here. Okay, there we go. We're at least selling some of this stuff, but it's nowhere near getting us out of ultra debt right now.
Dokerzy niosą teraz towary, które właśnie
The
kupiliśmy
closest
w
to this
magazynie.
dock is great for selling things quickly, though. Poor Togaboy Jake, you spend all of his pocket money. How will he afford his grape juice? Oh, he'll be getting his grape juice soon enough. Right, still need a few more people. I really didn't want to go even more into slum lording right now, but needs must. I'm going to use this existing road just to be even tighter. Engineer, I will doctor these people. And double prefect. There we go. That should give me also the workforce that I need to start off farming to do something. Right, I also want to export a little bit of vegetables. It's not a lot of money, but it is money. And I do need money. This isn't a great place for them. Couldn't I just have one here? Yeah, it's pretty bad in its own right, actually. I would quite like this to be a space for a warehouse. There's a lot of different exports to do, so the warehouse setup's going to be a little bit unhappy for me. Actually, could slam a warehouse here and here, so that would bring me up to 4 warehouses, which is quite nice. Yeah, that could work. Not right now, though. Right now we have to make do with 1, but we're underproducing just about everything, so the exports should be easy. And since we don't tax people, they're very happy to move in, but Toga Boy is about to lose his cool big time. I'm almost out of money, of course. 600 and 350. That would put me into so much debt that I can't build anything, which is not pleasant, but gonna do it anyway. So let's make sure that we sell any no, absolutely don't import. Sell any excess iron, timber, and vegetables. And I would love to get on the what's the word? I'd love to get on the pottery as well. Why couldn't I clay pit here? Oh, because I have no money, of course. That's not a usual sign to see, but yeah, I'm completely out of credit. See, there we go. This boat is waiting, because this boat, which arrived later, somehow gets to reserve it. And yet, the other one went in first. God knows how it works, but at least the exports are very quick. Right, I'm not out of it anymore, so let's start getting those clay pits operational. 1, 2, 3. What's our exports? It's only 15, so that's actually overproducing them. 2 will do for now then. 2 is also overproducing it, funnily enough. Well, it's not funny at all, but we'll make do. Pottery.
Diese Misswirtschaft muss aufhören.
Caesar's not happy. Caesar is so unhappy he's about to send the boys in blue at me. So I think we need to send him a Greek manuscript so that he forgets about how angry he is. And set up a pottery workshop. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to make a save here because I've done quite a bit and I don't want to lose it all to some errant mistake here. DDR Jake, city expansion. If we'd let favor drop 1 bit lower, Caesar would have sent the legions, and we are in no position to deal with that. Okay, right. So now the goal is to make enough money to get out of debt, stop Caesar from wanting to arrest me, and then let's make sure those pottery bits are getting traded as well. And then I need to build up a defense. The barracks needs to be around here so it can get access to those weapons. So a barracks about here would make sense. It's not perfect, but it'll do. And then I'm going to put up probably an initial defense here. What am I thinking? 1 heavy infantry, 1 heavy infantry, and then surely that'll deal with any early attacks. Maybe some walls as well would be nice.
Không có đủ.
Ah, bonne journée à vous. Est-ce que je peux vous intéresser à des biens de haute qualité?
So this is one of the big reasons I've turned God effect off. If I had Neptune's blessing, that would mean that I make double on all my exports. So we made 2,300 last year and 2,400 so far this year, and it's only March. And Neptune would have given us double on that on the respective year. It's too powerful, so I want it off, and I don't want God ghettos either. The months until defeat's very generous. What's that, like 30 odd years, maybe more? No, definitely more. 35 years perhaps. More time than I could ever need for a map. It was quite fun having only about, what was it, 20 years, 15 years on an earlier map? Mm-hmm. I'm actually going to set up the second warehouse already, because the other one's getting a bit full. And I always want there to be space for our produce. And I need just a few more people living here, so let's give them spaces to live. And then we'll be setting up a proper living space down south. Some map makers love to make trade dissolve very quickly, so we get on that. I was watching Blobber play earlier, and the trade had dried up inside 3 years, I think. But as you can see, it's only been a year and a half, and we have made quite a lot of money off of that trade. 2,300 last year, 4.5k so far this year. It's almost got us out of debt. And we need to be out of debt so that Toga Boy doesn't flip his lid. One more turn of the year in debt, and he sends the boys in blue at us. So we need to, as soon as 12 months has passed since our last gift, send him another one and make sure that we're poised and ready to give him anything else he's asking for. But these next 2 ships should drag us out of debt.
Dokerzy niosą teraz towary, które właśnie kupiliśmy z magazynu.
There we go. Buying our goods, even the raw goods. It's not a lot of money, but it is still money. So what do we sell? Sold 10 vegetables, 14 iron, 2 wood. A lot of people, I think, would disregard these because we have much more lucrative trade goods to sell. But what's that? 10, 14, and 2. So that's 26 times 35 on the wood, 30 on the vegetables. I forget what the other one was. Iron, right? 40. So average price of 35. That is decent money. And just like that, we're out of debt. I'd like a little bit more leeway. Okay, so trade is already starting to dry up. Fortunately, that was an imported good, so who really cares? Wow. Never normally see denarii at a straight 0. What limitation does this map offer? The biggest limitation is that this hippodrome is our only entertainment building. So that's going to limit our logistics, and it's going to limit our prosperity through patricians. We can still reach 100 prosperity, that's not impossible, but that's going to require a lot of small insulae, and as I have mentioned before, small insulae are terrible. Really terrible. 0 denarii, 100 pop, nice numbers. Oh, so close. It's never going to be quite right because of this large tent and it's 28 people. Why don't we get a perfect 1,000? I can do that. So this will devolve. Population down to 995. And then when this house gets moved into, it'll be 1,000. Just for you, Somna, because you seem to like the round numbers. Which is a startling sign of... yeah, let's not go there. Right, this all seems to be going quite well. I am quite tempted to stack up a little bit of marble. Actually, we don't need marble. For some reason I had it in my head that we didn't have access to small temples, but we do. So I'm going to continue making money until the start of next. No. Let's get to the barracksing. It's very important that we don't get curb stomped into jelly. So I need a barracks. The barracks goes here. There's a few reasons this is a bad place for a barracks, but too few. No military academy, but we have weapons for heavy infantry. Now, where does the heavy infantry go is a difficult question, actually. Because this is a great area for building, and putting you around here is just going to make people not want to live there. I might just keep you cozy up against the wall here. I want space for towers here. It's going to be true tower defense, I think. Oh, man, kinda wish we could rotate these like in Augustus. I think Augustus can have the forts rotate. I'll put you there, and I think I'll put you here, but not right now, because that would put me into debt. But now this barracks is going to have weapons shipped over from this warehouse, and it will use those to pump out heavy infantry for me. And once I have the money... okay, Syracuse wanted to sell us fruit, and now they do not sell us any fruit. And good thing I got started on this, because the enemies are closing. That's concerning. This is also concerning. The pottery is backing up a touch. I actually lacked one pottery workshop. And now I somewhat lack the space for it, but... pottery. There you go. Pottery is not something I can sell the excess of, so... we should make sure that you do not accept clay. Like, these warehouses are getting busy. I'm going to dock up, and I'm probably going to start segregating my exports. So, this is where the iron, the weapons, and the marble go. This is where the timber and the furniture goes. This is where the pottery, for now just the pottery goes. And this is where the vegetables go. I guess that'll do. Is there any trade good that I completely missed in all of that? Not as far as I can tell, so we'll do with that for now. I love to segregate my warehouses, because sometimes it gets so cluttered that goods can't actually get stationed in them properly. Can clay pits deliver directly to a pottery? Yes. Clay pits can deliver their clay to a pottery workshop, and timber yards deliver directly to the furniture workshop. In fact, that's their first priority, is to take it to the workshop that processes them. It only goes to the warehouse if there's not space inside a workshop. So here, 2 units. And then they'll send it to a warehouse if there is an available warehouse that accepts the good. They'll travel as far as they need to, but as long as they have road access, they will travel to a warehouse that accepts their good. Okay, Carthago is really not wanting to give me oil. That's funny, because without oil, this map is impossible. The prosperity requirement is too high, so there must be some way available to us at all times to get oil. Right. I do not trust this entry point at all. It's getting walled off to buy me time in case there is an attack here. There we go. I don't think that'll buy me enough time, but it's a start. And I want some kind of army along here to be able to react to an attack there. I missed that, but my unemployment is non-existent. I live off of unemployment. So, it's probably time that I start building up this next area. By the way, the amount of money we made this year on trade is huge, and Neptune would have doubled that. So the wheat's going to come all the way down here. There's lots of space for wheat farms. In fact, there's even space for farming here. It's kind of crazy the amount of food that could be shoved here. Could even be that I fit lots of wheat along here, vegetables here, and then, yeah, there's so much area to feed people. How far down does the wheat farm go? There, huh? Probably means something like this. Gotta remember there's no access to statues, so for desirability I'm going to be relying on, well, not statues, that's for sure. How are we gonna do this? Looping isn't desirable here, but just because it's not desirable doesn't mean it's not an option. The layout of this map is harder than I thought. It didn't look too bad, and now that I'm actually having to deal with it, I'm thinking, oh, it's actually pretty bad. Okay. And I'd probably go with the lesser used double loop formation with probably a getting granary or a lot of markets. Haven't decided which. Whoops. Gonna need to utilize this space. Bye trees. This isn't John's map, so I don't need to apologize to John, so I won't. How ballsy do I feel with desirability? I have plaza actually, so I can feel very ballsy. Even so. Right, what about getting water here? I hadn't considered that. These people are difficult to water. I can slam a reservoir there. Gives me reasonable watering access. But I do need to make use of it. So they're probably going to come along over to here, and then something somehow is going to happen across here. Maybe a big strip, or maybe I can feed some people here with grain and have them segregated. I don't know. There's a lot of difficulties with managing all of this, but this will do for now. Let's just start shoving people in. Oh, before anything, water. How does water get here? That's a no-brainer to put there. Bringing water down here is great, but it fights for the arable land. Water over here fights once again for the arable land. Fights pretty hard for the arable land. But if I'm going to do anything, I'd probably have it all the way back, come along down here and along there, rather than anything over here. Have you finished Bannerlord? No, far from it. There's a lot more Bannerlording that I want to do. The problem is that I am away from my PC at the moment, and my laptop does not appear to handle streaming Bannerlord. The thing is, it plays Bannerlord, no problem. I think I should experiment a little more than that, rather than just relegating myself to wait until I have my PC again, because that could be a couple weeks or more away. I'm waiting on dealing with some paperwork here in Hungary before I fly away. I've already signed and have the keys for my lease here, but there's a follow-up thing that I need to deal with, and I don't want to fly away from the country before dealing with that paperwork. Probably wouldn't send a very good message. This totally fights for the arable land, but these could be repurposed, and there's nothing saying that I'm definitely going to use this for that anyway. Maybe over here. You know what? I don't need to put these down just now. For now, let's just get some people in. For a city is its people. And above all else, I need the unemployment. There is something to be said for having a much tighter space like this. And I might not mind that so much. It's not very big on the amount of people that you can fit in, but just imagine what could be done with it. Oh, I'm imagining. There we go. Burnt through our money like crazy, but that's okay. An engineer there should be able to do a lot of work. Prefecture here and here, because never trust these things not to break down. This is where at least one of the granaries will go in due time. And have more people here. What about this? I definitely made you a touch too large, didn't I? Because what if we were to rein you in? There's a lot of dead space in the center here if you do a layout like this.
Diese Misswirtschaft muss aufhören.
Okay. So Caesar himself threw me into debt by taking a large amount of tribute last year. I don't appreciate that, but he will appreciate some Persian carpet. He's very angry. Of course he's very angry. He's always very angry. I'm just thinking how this goes. So the water can go there. It could water, line and water, and then I can have this space to do other things with. This is not great for housing density. But the layout of this map, I'm doing what I can with it. Is the water near the... Oh! Are you available for aqueducting? No. No, you are not. A reservoir must be adjacent to water. Diagonally adjacent counts. So that, for example, counts. Because it's diagonally adjacent right here. So no, I have a feeling these rocks are put in specifically to make this somewhere that you cannot reach. I need a doctor here. I don't trust my health rating, especially since I don't feed my people right now. It's apparently good, but again, I don't trust it. So, new year, new trade quotas. These ships will come in and buy my stuff.
Niosą teraz towary, które właśnie kupiliśmy z magazynu.
It's a bit of a long walk to get down there for the goods, but that's okay. Is it okay? Eh, maybe. Over time it'll be fine. I just need to make sure I have the money, and I really want these people upgraded to hovels as soon as possible. In fact, let's get on that right now. The people are moving in as we speak. You know what? You could have been one further down, couldn't you? And it would have been just as fine, so... It's going to be undesirable, sure, but this is exactly why we have... What's the word? Oracles. How could I forget the oracles? They've helped me out with so much. How are we going to do this then? Okay, well, there's a lot of farming to be done, and we will be the ones to do it. I think I'll just accept that rock being in my way. I can still farm around the edge of this. Oh wow, this is very good for farming. Holy smokes, the amount of food we're going to get. Tons of it. Alright, we're going to expand our population enormously. You're going to loop around hither. This is a merger point which I could potentially use for labor access, but I don't want to cause issues for my farms just to pursue that, especially since there's probably somewhere that could be used right here, like you. You work. Of course, that's not ideal either, is it? I mean, they're going to walk around here and go into this anyway. Why don't I just have a very conveniently located labor point around here? Mergers are going to be quite important for now, but only for now. If I end up with Grand Insulae everywhere, and we're going to need a lot of Grand Insulae, then it's not too big of a deal, is it? I wonder. Again, I don't have my mod in to let me see where the merger points are, and I don't recognize all of them. That's a pretty terrible, terrible spot for housing, but there you go. You will merge, I'm certain of that. You there will give water for everyone that I care about, so you go there, which will necessitate some aqueducting along here, and it does not need to be magical Roman water. Some people really hate the magical Roman water. Not me, of course, I love it. Location here is spotty at best. I think I might actually prefer riding along the hills here. Yeah, that leaves this a lot more open up to be used. Speaking of open up, I will have these open so that people could, for whatever reason, enter through this area and through there. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. I'm not going to water these people just yet. I want to play the merger game. This merger game is pretty terrible. We're all losing in it. We hate what we fear, and it's magic. The gods won't like it. I have not placated the gods at all so far in this map. I'm more interested in more corporal matters. My untrained legionnaires look okay, but what I really need to do is make sure that I actually have some weapons available. Oh, critical mistake here. This should not be iron and weapons. This should be iron and weapons. Keep it closer to the barracks so that we have faster recruitment of units. And I want to make sure that I'm not exporting too many of them so that we can actually use them for defense rather than always selling. Could cost me that one actually. So, as I said about not trusting, I don't trust these farms not to burn down or break down or anything else, so we'll take care of that.
Alle haben Hunger, aber es gibt nichts zum Futtern.
So what are you saying? Everyone's hungry, let's get some food in. That's what I heard. I'd love to purge the 1x1s, but now is not the time. Their time will come. Probably should have filled up more of this, because I need to get as many people in as I can for now. But it's very far away from the entry point, which is making life a little trepidatious.
Tjenare, jag är ny här. Vet du var jag kan bo?
Everyone is hungry, but there is nothing to food. Yes, food can be a verb in German. Best language. Well, who knows? I might pick up German here. I hear there are lots of Germans that come to Balaton. That said, I was chatting to a local who had very good English, courtesy of her having spent time in, what was it, Bristol? Birmingham? I think it was Birmingham. And when I said, oh, there are lots of Germans, she said, no, not really. Which was confusing. The Germans tell me there are lots of Germans, but not the local. How could this be? Alright, immediate close access to weapons is already speeding up production of our army, which is fantastic. I'm going to wait for these guys to fill in, and then we're going to do the big purge on 1x1s, and it's going to be right on time for the granary to be full of food with extra backup food. When you push towards having people living in good houses, there's a massive strain on the food. So I highly recommend having lots of it available. Oh wow, okay, Athens isn't giving us oil whatsoever, and Toga Boy wants his pottery. That is fine by me. I can ensure that exports are over 16 on pottery pretty much forever, just to make sure that we always have some pottery to hand. There is a slight temptation to increase production of pottery, and I'm going to do that right now, not just because of Caesar's sudden demands, although that is part of it. Workshop, pottery, there's spaces for it. I could put both of them over here, be no big deal. I also want to be ready for when I unleash pottery to my plebes, and that time will come. Because I want to get started on that prosperity. We have a long way to go with being prosperous. This isn't exactly the prosperous times, but wow, this is absolutely terrible for mergers, but surprisingly good for putting services in. And since these are probably going to become Grand Insulae, we're going to need a lot of services. So, are we ready to purge? I'm not so sure. I'm going to put you in here. I'm going to get rid of you and hope that you move into these, but you might just vanish. You just vanished. Disgusting. But you guys don't want to merge, so away you go anyway. Maybe one of you wants to go here. That would be handy. No. No, dear. The prefect is right there, but that wasn't enough. As is often the case, never, ever trust your tents not to burn down. That fire could still spread to here, and that's going to cause a lot of problems if it does. Okay, need to already start thinking about market placing and the purge. I don't want to waste all this wheat production that's not being gobbled up by marketplaces, so what's a man to do? This is a good place for 3x3. All of these 1x1s I'll just purge for now. And in fact, I could slam down 2 marketplaces right here. May or may not be enough for now. And let's give them a little bit of religious access. Praise Ceres. And that should bring them up to hovels at least, once I water them. Is there anything else I care about for these poor buggers right now? Desirability is going to be a bit wimpy, but that could be dealt with in a number of ways. Now, least of all, this is a good area for having lots of oracles in an unusual setup. Could be done. Enemies are at the door. I really hope one load of Afdish's finest is enough to beat them back, because it's all I've got. It might not be, though. Maybe I should get some javelins ready to help out. It's starting to feel like I want even more people around here. Can always chew away at others to get rid of unemployment. I think I'll just fill this up entirely and see what merges. We have plenty of money, so... Oh, crikey, I had plenty of money. Seems to have disappeared on me. Right, so the markets are going to start gobbling up that food. And then the watering comes, and then the taxing comes. Already looking forward to the taxing. A great cry will be heard across the land, the likes of which has never been heard before. I have a funny feeling I could put a tax thing here, and they would take care of both these squares. I hope so. I'm curious to see if it will work, though. I haven't saved, so let's make sure that we are committed to what we've done so far. I also want to make sure that Caesar gets... Okay, I was wondering where all my pottery is. I am amassing it, right? Caesar did not give me a long time to get that pottery for him, did he? Emperor requested good. Yeah, crikey, he only gave me 12 months. That's not even a month per bit of pottery. Feisty. But we will handle the situation. Am I making enough furniture? Actually, I only have 4 industries out of the 6 that I should have. I dropped the ball a bit there. What about the pottery industry? 7, and I needed 8. Yeah, something distracted me at some point. I didn't put you down. And we still need the furniture. 1 here and 1 elsewhere. Here. I think I'll have you there. Although I kind of want this space for arable land, but I don't think that's going to infringe upon where I'll be placing these, so that's okay. Hey, Blobber. Welcome, welcome. I'll be tackling your map after this. Well, I say your map, the map you just played. How did it go in the end? Iron is backing up a little more than I'd like. Are we not exporting it all? It's November. Pretty much hit our cap on it. Oh, I think I overproduce it a little bit because I use it for weapons. Or rather, local weapons. There's something to be said for processing a few more of them. There we go. Good, we got the merger I was after. Right, time for the purge. We have plenty of people moving in right now, so this is no big bad deal. Purge, 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 purge. And a bit more purge, and these are the chosen lot that will become glorious hovels for now. And to do so, we need to water them. Away they go, and we just position these gingerly to water everybody. You, and a wild card on you. Takes care of all of it. The center part can't be used for anything else, so we just shove some gardens in there. And for now, I think I'll garden you on the outside. It's not quite oracle time. But this should be enough to bring up most of you to hovels. And of course, hovels mean taxes. Once the food starts flowing, that is. Right, we're in December. I do worry that Caesar's going to take an unreasonable amount of my money away from me in tribute, but at least when he does that, it sort of sets the tribute balance a bit better. I didn't explain that well at all, but Caesar takes a bunch of your profit in tribute every year, regardless of if it'll put you into debt or not. And you need to make sure that you have positive denarii to pay that tribute, otherwise he takes nothing, but he gets very unhappy with you. And Caesar gets very... He loses 5 imperial favor if you fail to pay tribute. And since we're 18 and 10 or below means death, it's a little difficult. What about prefects, Jake? That's a good point. I didn't put prefects here, but there are plenty that make this loop from here for now. Unless there's somewhere else that I've missed, which is quite possible, but we seem to be doing okay. I died to the second horse archer attack. Had Grand Insulae all set up, printing that 4k tax a year. See, taxes are great. Oh, I believe I missed a little bit of a purge. Far be it for me to miss the purge. Since I know I'm going to want plaza around here eventually, we'll just get a bit of starting plaza around there. We have access to it. There's no good reason not to use it. And we do have inflation. Caesar gets his pottery, and we have to match inflation for now. Okay, that's good. Small hovel is a lovely milestone because that's the point where they actually start paying you taxes. We're going to go with a subtle 8% tax for now. Could probably tax a little harder, but there are a lot of people in tents, and they will not be happy in their tents for that long. Right, we have the dosh. It's time for the big expansion here. If it merges, I keep it. If it doesn't merge, it dies. This is still fatter than it should be, but oh well. The sheer amount of these, I will add an extra one of you, and I'm quite certain that the Engineer makes his rounds. I'm curious more about the taxer doing his rounds. Well, this is a bad sign. I think they might exclusively be taking a horrible path up here, because I would have expected these people to have paid taxes. What would be very handy is if this overlay actually showed who is registered for tax. Not visited by a taxman, not paying taxes. Yeah, they do their loop around here, but I don't think Taxman is making the rounds that I want him to make just yet. Hey, this actually looks like my city. Nice. Alright, well, taxes are important to me, so I'm going to slam down another one of you. These guys seem to be taking similar paths, so I'll do away with you for now. Right, I want all these people moved in, and then we see if we get mergers or not, and then the great purge cry comes out. Do you want to merge, by the way? That would save me a bit of a headache. You do not. Would you? You would also not. Just get rid of both of you. I don't like the look of any of you. Just get all those people in, and then this is going to be our big base of employment, and we're going to trim away all these horrible, disgusting plebs here. Because I don't want the vast amounts of unemployment. For now I'm trimming away the 1x1s because they hurt prosperity the hardest. They hurt 4 times as much as the 2x2s do. Wow. Actually being thanked for sending Caesar's pottery.
Depois de um longo dia de trabalho, eu só quero assistir uma peça de teatro ou uma luta. Não tem nada pra fazer nessa cidade.
Alex just doesn't stop talking.
Mut on heitetty koristani. Mulla ei ole mitään asuinpaikkaa.
One of these days I'm going to have to go crawling back to the Nicky lines. Chucking Max out is all well and fun, but it's just not nearly as fun as disposing of knickers. Any of you guys going to merge? Yeah, you do merge. Not too shabby. Right, as I said, it's purge o'clock. Actually, you're not in a great place because I cannot water you. So, too bad, you have to go. Because of the watering locations, I can't quite get everything I'm after here. Lots of mergers here though, which is lovely to see. Going for Grand Insula means the mergers aren't important, but we're a ways away from getting there. This map has landslides, which is horribly inconvenient. There's only one land trade route though, it's not the end of the world, but I'd still just rather they weren't there. Money is largely being taken care of, thanks in a very, very small part to the taxes. Wow, these people just do not get visited by the taxman at all. This is grim. And needs to be fixed, actually, as a matter of priority. I'm actually going to get rid of you, and I'm going to shove a forum. Oh, well, the taxman does visit here now. Okay, well, I killed you for no good reason. I'm going to dispose of you as well, because you block a couple of good positions there. Inflation is rampant. Went up by 3 both times, which is a pain in the bum. You merged, which is terribly good. Jury is still out on you. And we get the merger. Excellent. Okay, this setup here isn't bad. It's not amazing, but far from bad. And I will probably pluck away some of these in due time, but for now, these people need... Wow, okay, we actually need a lot more space for services here, but for now... The granary is quite far away. I'd rather the marketplaces were a touch closer. I'm actually going to get rid of both of you, just because of your inconvenient location. And that way I can have market, market, market. That's right, triple markets. And they need some kind of godly influence, so... As far away from the water as we are, seems like a good place for Neptune. And these people themselves need some watering. There was a YouTube commenter who was very tickled pink by the prospect of watering the plebs, but yes, it's what we do. And that waters everybody. Now, I'd love to put down... Ooh, hang on.
Päällikölle potkut perkele! Pomo ei selkeästi piittaa musta, joten mä näytän sille, mitä mä piittaan sen kaupungista. Jos haluat nähdä, miltä kaupungit näyttää, kun ne palaa, niin kato poika tarkasti.
Well, he makes some good points. But my good point is that I could have an inner area for oracles here. Ooh, I like that. Right, it's time to start actually massing up a little bit of marble. The marble is going to be stored with the vegetables. It's the most convenient place for it. Not over here anymore. And marble exports are going to be over 6. And I'm going to have more marble. Raw material, marble quarry, bang. Okay, our armies have actually fleshed out here, which is rather nice. I should really have something over here to defend that area, but if they do attack, it's not really a great place for you. This is an excellent fishing area, and I would block it off entirely with that. Perhaps you there, then? I wish I could fit you here as well, but there's just slightly not enough space. I don't want to say no to the fish. I like the fish. This is a great fishing spot, but defense is paramount. Okay, that way I can fit in 2 if the need arises. I just want more army being built now, so I will put that down for now. I need to solve your lack of watering, and I can do it with that. And the oracle, the all-powerful oracle, can be put there, there, and there. Yes. Oh, this is quite good, actually. Engineer. Prefect. Yeah, 3 inner oracles. Now, an important part of doing this is you need entry into the center part, or else it's not going to work. So I need to leave this little bit open. I could use this for something else, and all would be well. In fact, it would be a far better place to shove the forum than there. And I'm going to leave myself a garden bit here and here to remind myself not to build there. Now that works quite well. Splendid! We're going to have lots of people come in here. I'm going to largely tear apart the slums that I have here. And now we're going to have a tax base that is actually fed and taken care of by me. There we go. I could almost get rid of all of you. Okay, so exports are starting to dry up a little bit. Not the end of the world, but I will reduce my weapon production for a little bit. And I will increase my farming production. It's going to soak up unemployment if nothing else. And it will do more than that. I want another farm here, but I block access in doing so, so let's just ensure that there is an alternative route. Now this is a huge amount of wheat, and truth be told, it's not good enough, because I will want these guys to be Grand Insulae in time. I am going to need vegetables. So how are we going to solve that problem? It sounds unsolvable, doesn't it? But it's not. What we will do is we'll get rid of this, and we'll shove another granary right here, and this granary will accept vegetables. And we're going to make all the furthest away guys here do the vegetables. You, and you for now. These vegetables will not be used right now. But the grain production is sufficient at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, is that sufficient? Yeah, well, it doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, these guys are not working due to no access to labor. This will not stand. There you go. Get you some crummy labor access for now. Ah, they are attacking from up there. Okay, that's a big deal. I suspected this all along. We're going to keep our save rolling. Yeah, they are Greeks. And they are going to chew through that wall like it's not even there. Oh, God, no. Yeah, Jesus, okay. I don't like this. I really don't like this. Remember, if they destroy my hippodrome, that is game over. There is no coming back from that. Oh, no. Crumbs. Okay, so that won't work. Well now. What's a man to do? I could... Oh, I can't actually invoke the privilege because of them already invading. I'll put a little bit of extra defense here. I will bring in the ancient privilege as far as I can, which is that far. Oh, I haven't sent you guys out yet. Man, walls are such a suggestion in this game. Okay, line up, lads. No! Oh my goodness. Okay, well, to be fair, the game did warn me that the biggest problem with the hippodrome was how close it was to enemy attacks. I should have ensured that I had units over here, but I did not. There we go. The walls seem to actually help with dissuading them, at least. Palmar loves early attacks on his maps. Really loves them. And I got nothing to say. I had plenty of opportunity to build up more defenses, but I didn't think they'd come from up here so soon. That is a pretty hefty early attack, though. Alright, come on, get those Greek-eye over here. Okay, the heavy infantry are finally here. Please don't destroy my hippodrome again. Oh, they want to, though. Oh, what a mess. What a mess. I can't even use civilian defenses of line tamers and gladiators because we don't have those. And again, no military academy means my troops fight like dirt, but that's somewhat okay. Right, there we go, they're all dead. So, a few things need to be done. For one, I need to actually have the housing around here to defend the hippodrome, as in stop it from breaking down. You know, that's not the worst idea to just keep that there. Keep the wall there, rather, because the prefects and the engineers can still fix it from beyond the wall. There we go. But yeah, this wall here, wall is such a suggestion in the game. Enemies carve through it very quickly. Okay, that'll hopefully do us for a while, as long as the hippodrome doesn't burn down. It's building up fire risk, that much is a given. But look at all these people who are happily now paying me taxes. Oh, it's January. That means it's time for another gift for Toga Boy. African Ivory. He's only extremely displeased with me. Still waiting on more people down here, but otherwise it should be fine. And we're going to, yeah, build up the wheat, build up the vegetables. And we have more arable land here that we will be using as well. Probably for vegetables, because vegetables are much slower to be produced than wheat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's good for 3,200 people. And that allows me to just back up on vegetables, which will be needed plentifully as well. In fact, I'd need 20 vegetable farms to make up for this. Actually, I was saying I'd wait on it, but I think what I will actually be doing is building them immediately. The vegetable farms, that is. Let's visualize the space that we have here. In fact, just say goodbye to all this forest. It's not an invasion point. It can't be an invasion point. Which I know sounds like wishful thinking, but I know it can't be an invasion point. He's thinking, he's still thinking. Dang, we can fit a whole lot in here, can't we? Those last two were a little further away than need be. Right. It's a little awkward how I've set this up. Heck, it's very awkward how I've set this up. But worry not. Alright, that should be good for labor access. Now it's just a case of making sure these poor things don't burn down, break down, and do all the other things that Roman buildings love to do a lot of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's pretty good. That's going to bring in lots and lots of vegetables, which we will need when we start hitting up Grand Insulae. Big problem is entertainment, and it's a huge problem. The walkers are not going to go the way I want them to for this, but that's a problem that I can solve when we're going for Grand Insulae. For now, I'm more interested in ensuring that the food is set up, and I will actually disable vegetables when I have too many of them, because they're eating up unemployment without giving me anything in return. Adelina Towers facing northern invasion points, and prefects patrolling in front of those towers. That's what I'm thinking of, Julio. A more prefect defense here, probably backed up with heavy infantry as well, just because this is such an important invasion point to defend. How much did Caesar take off of me in tribute last year? Too much. More than I'd like him to. Well, there's no incoming attack for now, so it's not really worth worrying about, I think. Okay, the food stocks seem to be holding out pretty well. There'd be a bar above somewhere that was low on food stocks. And the markets are grabbing vegetables. Are they actually giving vegetables to any of these people, though? I wonder about that. Sometimes you do see lower tier houses stock multiple types of food. I think I've seen like, Medium Insulae have 3 types of food at times. It's a mechanic that I'm not entirely sure how it works. Just when you think you know everything about the game, something comes along that makes you think, oh, I don't know that, do I? I'm going to have these guys maybe be in a quaint little shack or something. I'll consider their longer term later on. Okay, I have a lot of money to burn, and burn it I shall. Should I have another fort over here? I mean, it's a very important place to protect. I think I will have another one. But I also want some more over here. Can have some javelins to pelt them from a distance, which is rather nice. And I just really like heavy infantry, so more legionnaires seems like a decent idea. One way or another, this is going to have to connect up to here, much as I don't want that. I must have missed our marble exports collapsing. No, it's just that I have a lot of marble there. Oh, they're buying it now. There we go. Landslides again. That's another thing. Palmar loves to have trade interruptions on his map. I don't know why. I personally don't think they add anything to a map, but I'm not the map maker. I'm the map player. Let's make sure we keep a bunch of weapons on standby so we can fulfill Toga Boy's needs. Just on exports though, not on... Ooh, no, he wants those on the double. I should set that to a temporary stockpile. Hurts our army production, but there's no incoming threats at the moment. The 2 new forts need a bridge, I think. Yes, you are completely right. An unblocked bridge at that. Dun, dun. At least having the hippodrome will add to my prosperity, at least once I have it operational. I'm not using it just yet, but I'm sure someday I will. Now, I think I'm going to focus on these guys for a while, maybe even get them to Grand Insulae, although I do need oil for that. Oh, we have a problem. So the only oil we have access to are 15 units of oil. Off the top of my head, that's enough for about 60 houses. And we have no access to olives. Grand Insulae requires oil. In fact... Oh dearie me. This is pretty terrible. That means that patricians are a necessity here. Hey Jake, how are you? What about Bannerlord? Oh no, I really want to play more Bannerlord, but I am just freshly migrated to Hungary, and my PC is still back in Stockholm, so I need to go and get that back before I continue Bannerlord. My laptop, from what I've seen so far, cannot handle streaming it. It can handle playing it, but... oh, I didn't notice you! I was saying we had the mission post for no reason, but we do have natives. How did I not notice you? So yeah, Bannerlord will return, and I am itching to return with it. Man alive, what am I going to do with that? I cannot have... I just have to have lots and lots of small villas. In that case, what are these guys going to be? Well, they're not going to be fed vegetables, that's for sure. Huh. I could still go for Grand Insulae on them, but what I really think I have to do is have a very large patrician block full of small villas. But there's no great place for that. This is the greatest place, but I guess I'd have to feed them with wheat and vegetables from here. Yeah, I guess so, but that's a lot of them that I have to feed, and I cannot import fruit. Is there any food I can import? I can buy wheat and fish from you, but that seems foolhardy. Well, this is getting a little bit tragic now. Especially since I've gone and dedicated you to water. Right, well, the oil drying up has changed the dynamic of this map entirely. I thought it was going to be lots and lots of Grand Insulae, and now I realise that that is not the case at all. It's actually lots and lots of small villas, and as I said at the start, small villas are terrible. They require quite a lot of goods, including wine, but they don't pay any remarkable amount of taxes. In fact, they barely pay any more than a Grand Insulae. Their prosperity rating is pretty low for a villa, at only 150, and they don't work. I think my only real recourse here is to have a long line here. There's an alternative of having the villas around here, but the area here is bad for building on, really bad. So we're gonna have the chariot along here, ride down here, and probably also ride down here for a big old loop. Yeah. Okay. This is going to be full of small villas, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Right, at least now the chariot maker can make his way over to here. And that also opens up a lot of goods coming in here, including vegetables, and I'm not sure I want my vegetables going all the way up there to clog exports. In fact, all these vegetables are going to cause me problems now. Oh boy, yeah, this map got real complicated the moment I realized the oil dried up. Oh well, we just have to handle it. This is, as I often say, the best kind of challenge for this game. I'm also planning my little tower defense here. These towers are going to drink up unemployment, which I actually don't want them to be doing right now, but I'd rather just have them in case a fight comes in here that's a bit more than I could handle. And you now have road access to there, so it should be okay. So... could have a lot of marketplaces just do the pilgrimage down to here, but that's pretty bad in its own way. Getting granaries similarly bad. But not the worst thing ever. Because one of the, dare I say, nice things about this setup is that small villas don't eat much food. Get vegetables. Get wheat. You should fill up in due time. We'll have a chariot maker out here somewhere, somehow. Engineer. Prefect. And this is going to be full of small villas, more small villas, lots of desirability boosters for said small villas, and probably even more small villas here. But oh boy, getting the prosperity on this is going to be rough with small villas because they suck so hard. Okay. That should do for labor access, but I need to... oh crumbs, no small statues to cage these things in. Building up on the map edge? Yeah, but I know this isn't an invasion point because it was full of forest earlier. Forests cannot be invasion points. Right. I'll use wells to contain these potentially fine fellows for now. I'm gonna need a very awkward setup for the warehouses, because they need to get these goods, and it's pretty quick and easy for them to get the goods. But I do worry that overflow is going to reach these guys, so I actually need to make sure that I don't overproduce goods, and that's its own complication. Right. With that in mind, I should be able to make do with just you two. Huge problem is that oil comes in from sea, and if they fill up one of these warehouses, they might go all the way around and down and across and over to here to fill one of these up with oil. And that is a problem. That is a real problem for real people. Where the heck's all my furniture? I guess I'm just selling it, but let's make sure that we have some stockpiled. So we have furniture, pottery. I'm going to need wine, but what I could actually do is import vines to make my wine. That's much, much cheaper. You take in the vines. Actually, I'd rather have a dedicated warehouse for both vines and wines. But not giving myself tons of space for that. You there, you could... well, actually, I wonder. I can't sell any of that wine. Oh, this whole setup is getting really ugly. Okay, you have become the vines and wines. And you have become the wood and furniture. I need you to get pottery and furniture, and I need you to get oil and wine. I know it'll be difficult. Actually, given the nature of these, I'm actually going to have you get the pottery and the oil, and you're going to get the wine and the furniture, because the furniture and the pottery are both locally produced. The other two need imports, so I'd rather mix the two to prevent one filling up and the other not. And now I need to take the steps needed. That includes importing oil, and we're already importing the vines. And where does the oil go? Difficult, difficult, lemon, difficult. Why don't we accept it over in the vines and wines area? Or we have a dedicated warehouse for the... is this going to work out well? I don't know. Maybe, but also maybe not. Yeah, sod it. Away goes some of the IKEA, and hello, warehouse for oil. Whew, okay, there's a lot not to like about this. A heck of a lot not to like about this. I'm going to prevent the evolution of medium insulate by not giving them access to school. That's my plan. And again, never trust anybody. Have some more prefects. Some of the plebs over here in the ultra disgusting tents aren't happy with their life situation. These one by one tents do disgust me. Wonder if I can get away with just having one of them. Their harm to my prosperity is too much to bear. No, we're not insulating them, Annabelle. Suspicious name around here, Annabelle. What could it all mean? Good, you're not falling down. You have no access to labor, so you're not actually operational, but this should still... There we go.
Ik hou wel van een feestje, maar deze plek is zo leuk als mijn vakantie naar België.
A polgárok unatkoznak, akár szekérversenyzéssel. Egyszerűen nincs itt elég szórakozás.
Didn't catch a word of that, but it's probably complaining, because that's all my people ever do is complain. Have you over here so we have good watering access for everybody. And I want these to relatively fill up with the veggies and the wheat. Truth be told, wheat is feeling a bit of a strain, so I'm going to... Oh, right, you never had road access, did you? That's easily solved. Because I can swing you around like so, put an engineer post here. But what I want to do is have some slightly more wheat production going. Wheat is the first thing eaten after all, so that's the one you want plentifully taken care of. So this shows our hippodrome walkers' movements, but notably he's not affecting a lot of these people. A problem that I will definitely have to take care of at some point. But he is allowing them to evolve, which is nice. What this means is I'm going to need additional chariot makers, something like one that's over here and takes the southern route-ish. In fact, I wonder if I could sneak you in like so. Now the chariot maker does give amazing entertainment access. Oh, he's very powerful. But that's only if he walks past the house. If he doesn't walk past a house, then he's not giving anything, is he? Please take the southern route and not the northern route. I deleted a house for this, you know. Oh, he wants to take the northern route. Okay, well, that means somewhere else gets destroyed. And I'm going to need to do the same around here. I need a chariot maker down here. Unfortunately, it takes a bit of time for it to rev up and create a chariot so we know which way it goes. But there we go. Now you're going the southern route, and that's excellent. But yeah, we need you southern over here as well. Which probably means deleting 2 of you, which is quite unfortunate, but it's for the greater good. The greater good. You'll definitely take the southern route, he says, unsure of himself, truthfully. I must have missed inflation. I did not miss inflation. It's just that people hate living in slums whilst other people enjoy food. So, I'm just going to tear down the slums. It's the clever thing to do. Not much I can do about that slum, but too bad. What I could do, however, is raise wages to above Rome. That makes people very happy. Oh, you're not actually going the southern route, but I might make do with just shoving you one little bit across. Maybe that'll be enough. If it's not, then more places are going to have to be purged in the name of progress. They beeline the shortest route towards crumbs. Oh well, more places get purged. They knew the risks when they signed up here. If I recall, you were a merger, so let's try and bring you back. Yeah, more than 10% unemployment, and that's going up because we're getting larger places. Oh, okay, good. You are popping out the way you want, the way we want you to. And you will give access to them for entertainment. Okay, so this is working out quite well. The biggest issue is getting my my goods over here. And I need to make sure that I don't overproduce anything, or else we're going to have real issues with clogging. So I'm actually going to scale back a bit of my pottery production. The wine is coming in nicely, the oil is coming in nicely. You are getting the wine and furniture, and hopefully you're going to get us some oil. And then we will have all the goods that we need. Hey, this is quite nice actually. The granaries are full. I don't know how they filled up, whether it was from yeah, there we go. Whether it was from and it probably was the farms making a long journey, or the getting nature of the warehouses, but I think it's just my general massive overproduction of food is helping out quite a bit. But yeah, this needs to be chock full of small villas, which is challenging because small villas, I may have brought it up once or twice before, but they are terrible. They're so bad. Now you might reasonably ask, Jake, what makes small villas so terrible? And I covered that earlier. But they don't pay much money, they don't work, they take a lot of goods, they take a lot of services. Ugh, just remembering how bad they are is making my skin crawl. Right. I'm going to add some services in the center bit here, I think, just to bulk up desirability. Or I could put them on the edge here, just hope that they work their way around. Desirability is largely going to be taken care of by internal oracles. I might as well have something work to my favor. Mercury and Mars. 2 gods is actually all they need, so 2 gods is all they'll get. The water doesn't reach far enough for a bathhouse here. I should have thought of that, shouldn't I? Bathhouses never walk the way I want them to, so you're probably not going to walk how I want you there, but we will hope that that's okay. And much to my eternal regret, I am going to need a school. That may work, it may not. What else are they going to need? They got their entertainment. I'm going to add another chariot maker here to ensure that it comes down this way as well. They are going to need not an academy, which is rather nice. That's right, a nice thing about a small villa. No need for academies. They do need a library, however. And they do not need a hospital either. They just need a doctor and the other thing, barber. That's it. Need a doctor, need a barber. We're going to shove you anyway. I don't want the barber coming down here, that's for sure. Hopefully you will be satisfied by having them up here. Doctor and barber. And is there anything else they need? Yes. Taxation is an absolute need that patricians definitely have. They revolt if you don't tax them. What do you like less, small villa or large casa? Ooh, I like small casa less, purely mechanically, because small casa really don't do anything. At least small villas give you prosperity, however little it is. But in terms of aesthetics, small casa just looks so... large casa looks so good. An average force... Ah, it's hard to gauge. Wait, why do I have so few legionaries? Are you actually working, Sunshine? You are. I think it's because I had my weapons on stockpile for a while. But yeah, my units are taking a fat lot of time to... Well, oh, okay, I was worried that maybe they're doing that thing again where they can't actually arrive at the... Yeah, I was worried they would... Oh, crikey. I don't think my units are filling up for some reason. Have I done it again where I've blocked road access to the fort and that's stopping them from filling up? I don't think so. No, certainly not, because the booze up is filling up. Okay. Well, let's try not to forget about this request in 12 months. For now, though, let's send Caesar something to keep him happy. And I need to do that for Toga Boy, or else he's going to be raging. I think I could do away with these two right now. The veggies are being sold, but slowly, I think. Perhaps even too slow. They're getting sold right there. Would you say that Caesar 3 is a game you've spent more hours on, except maybe E4? No, certainly not. Some games I have spent so much time on. If you somehow have access to my list of Steam games that I've been playing, oh boy, some of those I've really clocked the hours on. Three, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's a range of 6 on the oracles. So they'll be able to affect houses here, although I don't actually want them to actually have houses there to care about. Even so. Gotta have them engineered, gotta have them prefected, and this will count as a road access that gets over to them. They find their lifestyle very ugly, but the oracles help out with that, to a degree. Probably need more though, so let's get that marble in pretty please. I've got a fair few games that have cracked the 1,000 hour mark, and that's just on Steam. Come on, where's my marble at? Get waddling, Quebecois.
Oh nee, de dijk breekt door.
Ouais, là, je suis pas le plus religieux citoyen au monde, mais écoute, moi, je traiterais pas les dieux comme ça.
Okay, you're still protected from fire and destruction there. These people all want their pottery and bathhouse. I'm surprised that they don't have bathhouse access, because the bathhouse is right there, but no, the bathhouse lady just, as usual, wanders around places that I do not want her to go, because the bathhouse worker is just... I don't know why. The hardest to control, they never go the way I want them to go. Oh, the die break door. I was hoping this would merge. There's a market lady passing by when I need her. Yeah, this somewhat looks like my city. Just a little bit though. It's January. I'm most concerned about my financial situation. I'm not sure these villas are going to be enough to dig me out of this situation, especially if trade continues to break down. And actually it's less desirable here than I thought. We need to rely on Crutch Plaza. Plaza's very, very powerful at least. Okay, looking good. Wait, what? Ah, the problem is the Hippodrome isn't actually functional right now. we could make it functional. Prefect here, engineer post here, and this is going to be purged because it'll have defenses and such from that. There we go. Nothing to worry about. With this, we will be able to have our... what am I even trying to say? What I am trying to say is, where the heck is my furniture? Why are you not getting it? Ah, I see, I see. You had furniture, but the market's got it. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. Okay. Okay, now to begin some growth spurting. I love to watch that scene because I don't see it often. I don't often have a particularly well-functioning hippodrome in a city, but now I somewhat do. Oh, that's a painful thing to see. They actually aren't happy with the desirability, but I can do what I can. Inflation hits. The amount of chairs that I can export goes down. Both of that is bad news. I really need to send that army for Toga Boy. Average, I would normally send 2 academy-trained loads of legionnaires, but because of the situation, I'm going to need to send 3. But I don't actually have 3 full sets of academy-trained legionnaires, so I could send 3 while it's missing 4, and that's not great. That's 10, 20... 32, 42, the numbers don't add up very well, at all. And shove in some javelins just in case. That's a lot of my army to send off for Caesar. But I'm not... Oh, there are enemies moving towards the city. That only leaves me with the barons and Aftish's finest. Well, that's bad. That's really bad. Oh well, let's do it anyway. Off you go, most of my army. Still waiting on supplies of wine, but the wine is right there. So as soon as the... Ah, there we go. There's our patricians. And not having these wells should improve the desirability as well. Alright, there's prefects that are also making your life miserable. And they just straight up don't like their area here, but that can also be improved. Oh, crikey. Never like hearing that noise. What is it now? Oh, okay, it's one of Palmar's useless earthquakes that don't do anything. I don't know why he does that. I think he just gets a kick out of scaring me, which is very sick. Probably indicative of some larger problems, but what can you do? What can I do? Right. Hopefully all you people are being sufficiently taxed by my double tax collectors. And... There's still room for more houses here, and we will be having more houses. I think I might shove another oracle here just for added desirability, but nah, not when it could go there. I think with all these people coming in, though, some extra market placing would go amiss. course you're not happy because you don't get your fair share of plazaing there. Right, I really need to raise my taxes. I'm not making enough off of it right now, despite having decent leveled houses. I'm going to keep my wages a little bit above Rome, 14% tax, and hopefully everybody is registered for tax. Everyone that matters is. Some people that live in squalor will not be happy with that, but too bad for them. Kind of surprised that you're not happy with the situation here. There's not a lot that I can build to help you out with that because I don't have access to statues, which is the go-to for this. What I could do actually is move this fountain. No, I can't. This tactically placed bit of rock ruins everything. Really does ruin everything. Particularly well, I might add. Oh well, it's not the biggest deal in the world. When I have a villa here, it might actually give you just enough desirability to upgrade further. Uh-oh, why are you devolving? Lack of wine, I reckon. Easily solved though, you still pay decent taxes as a Grand Insulae. Yeah, there's no Marek rocks here. Thank goodness for that. I hate his rocks. I think he defends his rocks, but I don't. I think they're god-awful. I worry a little bit about the money situation. As long as your losses are not greater in magnitude than your construction, it doesn't count as a loss in a number of ways. Oh, I missed that. He wants my marbles as well? Trade is generally collapsing, so I'm going to reduce the amount of iron that I dig out and get going with more marble. And wow, he wants 20, that's quite a bit of it. Well, exports over 20 it is. There we go, got our wine coming in. There's the wine, the furniture, the pottery, the oil. It's all looking okay. This is a little concerning, the whole mix of housing levels down here. I'd be far happier if they were small insulae actually at this point. I need the taxation. They all get the entertainment, so let's just try and push them forward towards small insulae, which is going to require quite a bit of marketplace, quite a bit of warehouse love, and quite a lot of furniture actually. Didn't I scale back furniture production? I got 5 working, and I could have 6, and I'm probably going to need 6 at least at this point, so another bit of furniture. And didn't I scale back my pottery as well? Ooh, 6 and 2. Wait, I have 6 pottery workshops running? 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6. I'm amazed that they are all actually working, because there isn't enough clay for them. Anyway, I can bolster that up because consumption of this is going to go up now, and I need a warehouse to help me out with this. At least 1, potentially more. I could have you over here, and I think I will. You're going to help out by getting more pottery and furniture, as are you. And again, I want to underproduce so that none of these overflow with goods, but I want to get everybody up to small insulae. Actually, medium insulae, because I need the prosperity. It's a shame that that's going to consume furniture, but that's the way things go. And that should solve my money problems, because taxing small insulae is just, Wonderful. Once my army is filled up, I'm going to be erecting more towers. What's your problem anyway? Oh, they're waiting on furniture, aren't we all? Exports are going to have to go over 22 now for these. Not for weapons, we don't care so much about you, but we certainly care about furniture and pottery. And then people hate living next to schools. There we go, that helps a wee bit. Is that enough for you? Come on, you can do it. Are you going to stay like that? No, you will not. What can I have that's going to give you the desirability boost that you need? Another oracle, perhaps? Yeah, that grabs it. The oracle spam here. They're a lot more visually oppressive than simply looking at statues, but needs must when we don't have access to the statue. Now, the water reaches quite far, but not quite everywhere. Here we go. This is to encourage these guys to grow. I don't particularly care which direction they grow out at, but I do need these to also be small villas. And how can I do with water access here? Ooh, pretty well. Pretty dang well. Okay, that's good. You're a little in the way, but I can get three more of them here. There we go. Hope this is going to be enough. I'll need to do some sort of calculations for prosperity. I can also shove in some small villas here, and I will. I want to make sure they're all being taxed accordingly, but it seems like my tax walkers are maybe going the way I want them to. It's hard to say for sure. I will need a bathhouse over here and somewhere over here. This one's a little harder to find a place to rope in. Maybe, for once, the bathhouse lady is going to walk the way I want her to. I just needed to do one loop here. It's not a lot to ask, but sometimes it feels like I'm asking the world out of Morgan. The Oracle said my crops will flourish. Yeah, well, I went the Oracle down the street and they said you suck. Uh-oh. Caesar wanted all that marble and I spent it on oracles. Please forgive me. He'll give me an extension, but he won't be happy about it. I will lose favor. Yeah, desirability here is a bit scummy, but gardens will cover up a multitude of my sins. Actually, I don't want that there because it allows the walkers to cut corners. It's looking quite alright. Can't forget that I have access to plaza as well for when things are just a little bit too nasty. Like here, for example. Let it grow, let it grow. Hopefully food isn't too much of a concern for these people, but it could end up being so. Yeah, Caesar's accusing me of willfully denying him his much-deserved marble. Hey, you don't like where you live, but that's okay, I don't like you either. There we go. Okay, well there's a nice thing. The army we sent was able to pacify the barbarians, although I'd be very concerned if they weren't able to. Medium Insulae is waiting on... what was it, oil? Yeah, probably. There is oil, and there are marketplaces. We're just waiting for them all to all balance out and give the goods that they need. And the taxation is helping out massively. Look at that. Taxation has grown compared to last year, and it's only August. That's largely because of most of these small insulae. As usual, the bathhouse does not walk where I need it to walk. Oh, on both accounts, she's not going where I need her. And inflation is ultra rampant. Good morning. Oh, hey, Palmar. So, this map is a lot more painful than I thought it would be because of the layout and the imports. I thought I was just going to be building lots and lots of grand insulae, but I did not realize that the imports of oil would go down so much that I was forced to build Patricians. That hurts. It hurts a lot. So a lot of my plans have had to change. I'd even say all of my plans have had to change. So I'm largely going for medium insulae and small villas now. Is this the first map you're playing? Yes, I'll be playing Backwater later. Okay, good. Morgan's doing the good walk here. Now, Morgan, don't turn left. She turns left. On the plus side, I can give Toga Boy his marbles and give him some glassware so that he forgives me for the earlier misgivings. Hopefully my army comes back in one piece, and also hopefully we can take care of whatever attacks are on their way. Towers are pretty nice for soaking up unemployment. They are, however, quite expensive because you have to spend 150 on the tower and the amount on the walls as well. Is there even road access over here? No, there's not. I need to make it so. And honestly, one little bit there will be fine. I can even just let it burn down later on once they get their labour access. They only need it for a short moment. Alright, this looks pretty good. They don't like my well. They never do, though. Was this really the setup I had in mind earlier? Well, whatever. It seems to be working. I could probably fit another one in here. Heck, potentially even another one in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Yeah. That's a lot of small villas. Right. Miss Morrigan's endless disappointment as our bath lady. What are you even moaning about?
Arbetsledigheten så høy at hele byen ulykkelig.
Well, I'm probably going to solve that by needing to replace you. Ah, the bathhouse works here, but well, actually, that might work. We'll see if it does soon enough. We are so far from our population requirement, though. There's a long way to go, sadly. Ah, good. Immediately, your replacement has done my job. These are all looking quite good. They have demands, of course. Who doesn't? Save often on this one. LOL. Okay, well. Sounds like a good sign to save. I haven't saved in a while. Gonna add some plaza at the center for better desirability. And anybody else who needs it can get it. What's your problem? Your problem is nothing. Hey, this looks good. This looks pretty good, but not perfect. Not a lot more I can do for your desirability, but the Oracle does forgive a multitude of my sins. That's quite good. As long as we can maintain good taxing, this is very good. 90% is registered for tax. Only 90? Let's see who's not paying their taxes on the turn of the month. That'll show us who is unregistered. A little bit of weakness around here on the taxation. Otherwise, we're generally pretty strong. I don't think I need to worry too much about that tiny, insignificant amount of tax right there. But by the same token, I do really need to... Alright, you're going to merge, that's fine. Yeah, I'm sure we're fine. Let's have that filled in. Let's alleviate any desirability issues with a few more gardens. You know, in the demo version you could build on gardens. Now that was cool. Hukin is saying always late to drink. Yeah, it's not like I ever announce them. Normally I'd make some quip about having a schedule, but the schedule's been very ropey lately, what with this move to Hungary. But as I said, I am now in Hungary. I got the keys to a place. I should be living here for quite some time. At least that's the plan. Heavens knows what's going to happen down the line. Not quite enough room for 6 of them, but 5 will do. The water doesn't reach here, but I could get them water like so. Yes, I can. Enemies at the door and my army has not returned. It's very concerning. I hope to God they don't attack here, because if they do, my hippodrome is done for. Nice cuisine there if you enjoy meat. I verily do enjoy meat. But I'm not here for the food. I cook, so I'm not really concerned. People often tell me, oh, that place has great food there, and I just think that doesn't really matter. As long as I have meat and vegetables and whatnot else, all is well. As expected, this warehouse is causing issues. There we go. Get us those evolutions, pretty please. Feel a little antsy without having another marketplace, so I'm going to thwack one down. Oh god, what? Oil. How? There's all this oil right here? The marketplaces have oil. I guess the market ladies just avoided doing a loop there, but I really need you to fix that. I think the market ladies are spending too long going around getting goods. Oh, this is bad. I knew that was coming, but this is bad. Now they've merged in a, spectacular good way to alleviate that problem. But yeah, the market ladies let me down big time with their walking there. I'm gonna grab a couple extra marketplaces just in case. Okay, still bad. Still really bad. Didn't like that at all.
Asta este o rușine. N-am văzut niciodată atât de mulți plebi fără muncă.
People are pleased with me and they still pay decent tax. Marble price going down isn't a huge deal. So yeah, it's not like there wasn't oil, there was just a very unfortunate gap in the market lady's pathing that caused a large devolution there. So much for people being happy. People are now indifferent. Okay, what I'll do is I'll jack up the wages that I pay instead of jacking down the taxes, because I need that money. The problem is unemployment is really high right now. But I thought my troops just returned home, giving everybody a lovely boost of happiness. Oh, right, there are these guys. I wanted to see if I could get a merger going. I know that will merge. And they should be on their way now. And then I will see if I can get a merger here. What's your problem? Furniture. Actually, how are we having such problems with pottery? Where'd all my pottery go? Exports over 22, 8, 8, 8. That could be part of it. Let's blast that up to exports over 32 then, because we have a lot of places taking in the pottery and the furniture. But we do have 6 places working that. 3 clay pits working. Yeah, that actually tells me that I probably need a little more. Thought I built you, but maybe that just happened in my head. He's wondering where it goes. It goes... These places are not so good because they're not delivering to this warehouse anymore. So I will turf you away and instead slam down another pottery barn here. Okay, as expected, it's not very desirable here, but that can be improved upon. And then these places want to expand themselves, and that can be done through the power of getting rid of these wells. Looking not too shabby. That is quite a lot of small villas, even though small villas are terrible. But they will give me prosperity, and they will give me tax income. And for the love of God, stop devolving. We're going to solve this partially by just having a dedicated furniture getter. You be a dedicated wine getter. And you be a dedicated pottery getter. Yeah, that's fine. So wine, oil, furniture, pottery. Because these devolutions are going to hurt me otherwise. And they should have an easy way to go into here and get all the goods they need. Yeah, more marketplaces, I suppose. Patricians can be really fussy about how they get their goods. If we have this and we have it stable, we should be on a good track towards victory. Wishful thinking, perhaps. But between these and these, I should be able to hit 80 prosperity without too much issue, and then it's just a case of this did not merge at all the way I wanted it to. Yeah, okay. There, do that and merge nicely, please. Do you enjoy the civilization games? Not in the slightest. I can't stand them. Generally speaking, I don't like turn-based strategy. There are some exceptions. One of the biggest exceptions would be Dominions 5. I really like Dominions 5. Maybe a civilization even slightly touched on the level of complexity that one can enjoy in Dominions. I'd say otherwise, but I couldn't stand Dominions the first time I played it, to be fair. There's so much to take in that game. There we go, this should be a pretty good defense against anything that tries to attack us here. One slight problem, and it's only a slight problem, is my armies moving around here. Could be a little difficult. Oh, well, here we go. They're already attacking here. Lovely. Right, let's see what kind of attack we have coming in here. We'll have some reinforcements just in case it all goes Pete Tong. I mean, really, we have given the enemy the high ground, and yet our towers somehow tower over this. Okay, that was very efficiently taken care of. Lovely. Yeah, Dominions 5 is turn-based, but the fighting is not. And there's just something so wonderful about setting up the fighting and watching it happen rather than having to micro it yourself. Oh, I love it to bits. What the heck is going on here? Would you guys please stop mucking around? There we go, that's the merger I was looking for. And for the heck of it, I'm going to tax people even harder, because they deserve it. Well, I deserve it. I deserve their money. Okay, things are looking quite good. Yeah. The prosperity should be raising. There's no good reason why it would not. We pay above Rome. The unemployment's a little higher than I would like it to be, but I'm sure we can handle that. These people are not... oh, some of them are stocking vegetables. Probably just due to a lack of wheat, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Maybe I should have a bit more wheat. After all, the vegetables are for the glorious upper class of the Patricians, but their granaries are running empty, which is of grave concern for me. It's probably just because I put in the extra marketplaces. I'm sure it will balance out in due time. He says, not entirely sure of his own words. It's been a long while since I've played EU4. I really don't have any intention of going back to the game. I've done everything I can think to do in that game. And I don't think there's really been any meaningful additions that would give me something fresh to do in it. Okay, so fish is one thing that I've not touched. It's getting a bit tight on this map for cramming in another 3,000 people. I could do a good shot of cramming some people in here, but I think I'll wait until my prosperity's in a nicer place before I do that. We'll see how high it goes with all of these patricians, and I was going to say we'll bank up some more money, but we're pretty money banked as it is. Good job, me. I'm going to stop these small tents from being small tents because they do nasty things to my prosperity. And I want good prosperity, not crummy prosperity. I would also love to see you become more than a shack, but I can't bring the water over there, so they're going to have to be well watered. Sucks to be them. I won't let you burn down on me. I'll get rid of you. Now, actually, I think we should have more towers. More towers, more better. This area I'm a little more about. It's terrible for building on with an invasion point there and just general narrowness. We might get away with it. Not interested in the new trees for the countries and that stuff, Jake? I mean, that's nice content, but mechanically, I don't think EU4 has been shaken up in a kind of way that would make me go, yeah, I want to dig my way into this. And also, I quite like regional play and flavor, and I've done every region in EU4. Every single one of them. Well, everything within reason. I suppose if you get in the real micro level, I haven't done it everywhere, but... Right, I really need to stop wasting my time here. Toga Boy demands, and I must fulfill. Do 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 do. This might seem bizarre, but this will work. There we go. The only thing I'm aiming for here is to get the fish for Toga Boy. There's no other reason. We do have an attack incoming, but it's a while away. I should get Toga Boy his fish before then. These tents are only serving to give these shipyards access to the people they need to build the boats give the fish, and all is well.
Oh, ce que j'aime venir ici. Mes affaires vont très bien.
Oh, I'm glad someone likes my city. What do the others think of it? Oh, they're going to complain about unemployment. I need to soak that unemployment up. Hey, you know, I know exactly how to do that. Let's legitimately pacify the barbarians. I've been doing it very illegitimately of late, so... let's do it like so. Mission posts are great. They chew up 20 workers each, and they don't need road access to labor.
Salve! Es wird eine Menge Arbeit kosten, diesen Barbaren zu zeigen, welche Vorzüge Rom ihnen bieten kann. Grüße! Meine Lehre über Roms Vorzüge scheint zu diesen ziemlich beängstigenden Barbaren durchzudringen. Ach, ich bin so froh, Römer zu sein. Ihr solltet sehen, was diese Barbaren in ihren Küsten so alles treiben.
Man, I love that voiceover. It's so good. Okay, we got our ships, so away you go.
Heb je wat te nakken? Kan niet eens meer een kapsel omkrijgen hier.
That's almost concerning. People are complaining about lack of food. That's not to say that people aren't being fed. That's only a warning that your granaries are really empty. If we want to see if people are actually being fed, you go to food stocks, and if you see a bar over somebody's house, it tells you you have fewer than 2 months left of food in that house. But as we can see, everywhere's got the goodies that they need, even though the granaries are running empty. Can we hear about that off of somebody? It's quite rare to hear that complaint out of patricians, which is why I like to seek them out for it.
Salut! Ce folos este să fii bogat? Că nu există delicatese de cumpărat.
What language is that? I forget who we cast as our patrician.
Ué, mas parece até que você não precisa de mim. Essas construções estão uma beleza.
Não tem comida aqui. Como é que eu vou fazer a minha vida aqui, rapaz? Você é louco.
Can we hear about people's ribs?
Vershen este marșoc rosobarosbon mindegy.
Ting ser ut til å fungere bra her.
Okay, in that tiny second that I wanted to check on how the bathhouses were doing, we actually stockpiled a bit more food, and now people are saying that my city is good! Damn right it's good! The city health is not good, by which I mean it is too good. Almost perfect city health is actually pretty bad for your demographics. But I don't think this map is going to go on for so long that I need to worry about demographics, so I'll stick to perfect health. I just want to see how high my prosperity is going to go and make sure that everything is rock solid stable. Blobber, I don't know if you saw me saying it on your stream, but some esoteric knowledge about Caesar 3. If you build houses on elevated land, or your house's northern tile is adjacent to water, they get a +10 to their desirability. Those things do not stack, so you can't do it above and next to water and get a +20. It could be pretty handy because some houses desire quite a lot of desirability. The waterfront isn't quite so useful, especially when the water is this jaggedy, but doing it above ground can be really helpful for patricians in particular. Okay, the money situation is good, the everything situation is quite good actually. A saving grace of this map is that there are no horrible expensive imports to do aside from oil, and that is one of the bigger reasons I decided to go patricians rather than large or grand insulae. Hello, what's your problem? Probably marketplaces. When I see a situation like that, it's 9% not enough marketplaces working. I wonder about the amount of wheat. It's probably okay, but sometimes I wonder if I'm not producing enough food. Our food levels are low. We're producing just enough food to feed everyone. I never trust that rating, but okay. What's the lowdown on this map? The only entertainment building is this hippodrome. So getting people entertainment access is difficult. Toga Boy wants furniture, which I do have. And I just got the meat for him. I'm going to let this thing fill up with meat and then do away with this, but keep the warehouse. That way I'll be able to see to any of Caesar's future meat demands. And then I think once we get our prosperity way up, it's just going to be the rush for the 8,000 population. I don't plan on tent rushing it, I plan on actually having some real people live here. But there could be a very real problem that arises, and that would be if we don't hit the population, the prosperity requirement with such a high population. A genuine concern, because as I mentioned before, small villas are really, really weak in terms of prosperity. He says, desperately trying to fish out his information sheet on that. Caesar 3, resources, entertainment and taxes. Yeah, that's what I need. And inflation continues to be rampant. Oh god, okay, wine went up in price, but thankfully we don't import wine, we only import vines. I'm gonna give Caesar another gift just to keep him happy with me, and okay. Okay. Let's look at some things, shall we? We've been looking at a game for too long, and that's just not on brand. Why don't we look at this instead? It's a list of the entertainment and taxes of all the houses, but let's trim it down to what is necessary, and that is this part. This lists all the kind of... oh, if we can steadily get it here. There we go. This lists all the different types of housing, the population that fits in them, and the prosperity factor and the tax multiplier. Population is pretty straightforward, but the prosperity and tax is where it gets interesting. As we can see, Small Villa has a tax multiplier of 9, meaning every person there pays 9 times as much tax as a regular crummy shack. It's pretty sweet. But, that prosperity factor is what matters. The maximum prosperity for a map is the average of all the prosperity factor of all of your buildings. So as a very quick and easy thought, imagine that you have 1 large villa and 10 small insulae. You'd have 500 prosperity factor from the small insulae and 400 from the 1 large villa. And that gives you 900, and then you divide it by the total number of houses. In this case it would be 11. So it would be 900 over 11 would give you, well, under 100 prosperity. If you had a goal of 100 prosperity, you'd need to upgrade your small insulae or get some more villas or make that villa better. In this case, we have a bunch of small villas with prosperity 150 and a lot of medium insulae with prosperity factor 58. And our goal is prosperity 80. And there's a few ways to tackle this, but mentally what I like to do is I think, okay, I need to chop off 22 from small villas a number of times, because 22 brings the medium insulae up to 80, and how many times can I chop 22 off of a small villa to get there? Now that's a lot of thinking, but fortunately Blobber put together a tool which reduces our need for thinking. If I can go and fish it out. You know how complicated this is on a single monitor? Quite. Go figure, I don't have my prosperity calculator on my bookmarks here for some reason, but I'll go and fish it out. Do I not have it here? Oh, it didn't even put prosperity in the title, that's probably a problem. It just says Caesar 3 Maths stolen from Blobber. Right, don't worry, I'm trying to fish it out here. Add browser capture. Okay, let's trim away all those incriminating bookmarks and see if that works, which I think it does. Let me just make this a bit bigger. Hey. Okay, so with this we can check what the maximum prosperity cap is for our city, provided we have a count on all the houses that we have. And I don't have a good count, so let's do away with you for now. How many of these things do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 30 small villas. We bring you back here. Go to small villa and smack in 30. And that tells us that we have 1,200 people living in them, and they give a massive prosperity weighting. Well, that is very nice. Doesn't it? I don't think it does, because it's trimmed off to the side for you. Does it? No, it does not. It shows it just fine. That tells me we have a lot of redundant space in here, so let's just trim you off. Nobody cares about that. That's great, but it's going to be brought down by all of the medium insulae we have. And how many medium insulae do we have? Well, we could do a count, or we could just remove 1,200 from our population. Our current population is about 5,100, so let's imagine we have just short of 4,000 people living in medium insulae. So, what would 4,000 people be in insulae? 80? 85? Do I really have 85 small medium insulae? Oh, that's medium villas. Get your things right here, Jake. I probably have about 45 of them then. Assuming that I had 45 of them, the population, the prosperity cap is a pretty sweet 94. Well, that does sound pretty good, but my population needs to be quite higher than it is. What if I had about 80 of them? Oh, well now we're getting a little dicey. Maybe 85? Oh-ho, now that looks good, doesn't it? With 85 medium insulae and our 30 small villas, we have the 8,000 population required, and the prosperity cap is 82 out of 80 that we need. That's pretty good. Let's imagine that we also have like 5 large tents. Oh, that's bad. Okay, let's imagine we only have 3 large tents. Okay, we can get away with it if we just have a few large tents. And that actually would reduce the amount of these things that we'd need. Basically, this is just to assure myself that the 30 small villas we have is just enough to eke out a victory here. So as long as I know that, I can oust that away, minimize it, and not care anymore. All I now... Okay, I've managed to clear chat away from me. There we go. All I need to do now is make sure that I shove a lot of medium insulae here, and I can be assured of victory. Although, towards the end, I'll probably need to trim down my large tents. Hey, you're not a large tent, you're a shack. How in the world do you get food access? Where did you get food from? The nearest marketplace is nowhere near here. Huh. Well, that is a mystery. I'm actually having a worry that some of these marketplaces are walking all the way over to here, the long way, to get the furniture and the oil. Yeah, they probably are, now that I think about it. Yes. Okay, well... Here, I have another marketplace, and now I'm starting to worry about a few methods of production. The market buyer going for wine walks near it. Yeah. Still, pretty incredible. Well, you know, if you want to be a big cheese like that, who am I to stop you? Here, have a Temple to Mercury, because we're near all this stuff. Right, so I'm still going to let time pass, let my money grow and my prosperity grow, and be assured of stability here. Because if there is any food instability, I want to know about that now rather than later. It does bother me that these people are eating vegetables. They absolutely should not be eating vegetables. Wheat is so much more efficiently produced. There is something to be said for having another granary around here that gets wheat. Might alleviate some of these market walkers as well as stop the wheat piling up quite too much. Although it does also suck to harm my food situation. There we go. Get wheat for us, sunshine.
Oh, naka ga sweet.
Pousser des chariots toute la journée, ça prend de l'énergie. Comment est-ce que charionneur est
Le
supposé faire tout ça sans
Le chariot de journée. What could he mean? Oh, French. Right. How would I even do this for the population? I could have a long strip of wheat farming here. I only need about 3,000 people here. Fewer than that, in fact. But that means 10 wheat farms to be safe. But, oh man, the layout of this is just not very good for it. And also, knowing that the attacks come in here is inconsiderate as well. I could have the farms along here-ish. No. Of course, there's just not enough space to have two farms side by side along here. Well, maybe one at the end, but otherwise it blocks the way down. But yeah, I could have some here, I suppose, and maybe some here into a granary here and a big loop around here for all the houses. I think it's doable, it's just a little awkward. Where are the big raids promised in the start? Yeah, there's the thing, there was, what, one big early attack that really caught me off guard. Other than that, there hasn't really been any attacks. Although we've only been playing for 11 years. I think Palmar spaces out his attacks quite a lot. I don't know why though.
Och jag bara älskar att driva in skatt från rika hus som det här.
So, this is a big reason why small villas suck. Each of these small villas have given me 33 denarii so far this year. But the medium insulae have given me 22 denarii. That's only a third less. But the medium insulae demand far fewer goods. They don't need oil, they don't need wine, they don't need school and library. They'll take one or the other. They don't need multi-gods. They don't need loads of desirability. And the medium insulae houses more people, and they work. Just, there's almost no situation where I would agree to have small villas. The reason I'm having them here is because it is vital for this map to have small villas. Outside of some cheesy push strategies that I have been known to use now, you need the villas. Meaningless attacks are pointless at Jake Prosperous. Oh yeah, man, those... Ah yeah, you've caught me there. I complain when they're too big, I complain when they're too small. I just complain. That's what you do when you know a game really well. You just endlessly complain about it. Okay, that prosperity is rising and rising. This is wonderful. In that case, I feel pretty confident speeding the game up. As long as we don't have devolutions here and our money continues to swell. Oh right, the wages went up, didn't they? Let's max out wages at 53. People love me. Unemployment is really low, so people would surely be happy paying me 18% tax. That's going to mean Caesar gets a lot of tribute, although that doesn't actually mean anything. Oh man, this is good to see. Trade collapsed a fair bit, but still buy our weapons, our pottery, even more weapons, the IKEA, the raw goods, although I don't think we have any spare raw goods. Yeah, I think trade collapsed a lot more in some of the other maps. Is this where I say, Palmar's lost his touch, and then comes the big attack? I just hope they don't come from here anymore. That's an unpleasant place. What took me by surprise is how the layout of the map is actually one of the tighter things here. Even though there's food everywhere, there manages to not be good food access in the good area for building on. This area is terrible for building on. This place would actually be alright if the Hippodrome weren't already taking up all the space. But since this is an invasion point and this is an invasion point, really this is the good building area. And I've gone and used most of it. The layout is a challenge here for sure, for sure. What do you think of my city?
Heb je wat te nakken? Kan niet eens meer een kapsel omkrijgen hier.
Yeah, it's a official doctrine for our city to starve the Dutch. And there we go, wages have now been maxed out in Rome, so they're maxed out for us as well. I think this extra granary is doing good work for us.
Alla har hunger, aber es gibt nichts zum Futtern.
What's that? Alla war Hunger.
Alle haben Hunger, aber es gibt nichts zum Futtern.
Complaining about food as usual. I spy some devolutions, which makes me very unhappy. And furniture is the problem. But I don't think furniture is the problem whatsoever for you people, even though I just said that it is. The problem is market access. I'm going to shove another marketplace here, which may or may not help. What was that? Lower price. Oh wow, okay, that's a big collapse. So our exports are probably not worth that much anymore. Yeah, we only make 95 on every bit of furniture, only 85 on the pottery. Yeah, so the expensive exports have been crippled quite a bit, but not my problem. Because the tax situation has us... Oh yeah, taxes have largely eclipsed trade. Wonderbar. And prosperity's up at 70. It's very good. Alright, sweet. We're going to save and massively speed up. Did he just want 30 pottery? 20 pottery. That could cause some nasty issues for our... well, for everything, actually. I'll give it to him anyway, and I'll send him a gift as well. Next time he asks for something that could be volatile for our houses, though, I'll probably tell him to suck a lemon. Right, we're being attacked here again. Shouldn't be a problem, though. Let's see how we handle this. Oh yeah, man, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Prosperity is now at 80. The slight problem is that peace rating. We have quite a long time to wait out here. In fact, that peace rating is going to take 7 years to reach what it needs to reach. So, how are we going to handle this? How are we going to handle this, actually? It is a difficult question to deal with. Wheat grows quick, which is great, but on the other hand, it needs to be put into a granary that's very close to it. And where are the people going to live? There's not a lot of space for this. Alright, it was nice having this, but I think it's going to have to go. I hope Caesar doesn't immediately demand some fish from me. That would blow. Alright, we're just going to shove in as many wheat farms as we can. In a controlled manner, of course. This layout is hideous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need this area for my armies to hopefully hold off the barbarian. 8, however, is insufficient. I need 10. I might not get 10. Hmm, 9, 10. Granary here. And then we have all this space for houses, but it is so terrible for building on this area. Not to mention, I'm meant to get 3,000 people living here. Ooh, boy, that is tight. Jeez, that is tight. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Into here. Take that wheat. One way or another, everyone's going to walk past that. Engineer. Prefect. Additional prefect. And... think merge or die here. It's really bad if I get attacked here. So bad. Alright, we'll just have an episode of merge or die. I need to water these people somehow. There is good-ish water access here, but with some caveats. With a laundry list of caveats. Okay. I'm gonna save so I'm committed. On a separate save slot so I'm not committed. Just remove the defenses there. What could go wrong? Well, the walls don't serve much of a purpose anymore now that we have the army right here. But there is something to be said for adding the prefect defense. There's just not a lot of space for the ultra prefect defensing. I suppose there's this area if I really wanted just mass prefects on it. He supposes. Right, problem with this is entertainment. How do we handle that? And I think the answer is this needs to connect. So whether I like it or not, and I really don't, we need to have this come around to here. And that way when I set up a chariot maker somewhere around here, the chariot will ride over to here and then down there. Actually, it's probably going to go down and across there, which doesn't help anybody. Maybe he'll make the run a bit better from here. Again, never trust these things not to burn down. And give them all the prefects they could ever possibly need. Engineers have a very long walking space, so I have no problem putting you there. These mergers are fantastic. Look at that. Very clean, lots of mergers. I need about 3,000 people, and these house 80 each. How many times does 80 go into 3,000? 10, 20, 35-ish. Oh, bollocks. Indigenous Uprising. AKA the Pajama Warriors, they're very fast. Uh-oh. Okay, it was a very light attack, so I think we are fine. Whew! Feeling pretty cocky about having put my defenses there, I'm telling you. That was necessary. And a little bit of wall kept me alive there. Phew. Do you want to merge? You do want to merge. Okay, this isn't too shabby. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, that's not a lot, though. That's like half of what I need, and it's already using up most of this area, and I haven't even thought about space for services. This might involve a tent rush at the very end to make up the population, but for now we'll shove in what we can here. Yeah, just shove in anything we can here. Merge or die. It's a great choice. We let our people live the life they choose. This is filling up with food, which is fantastic. Oh god, all the wheat farms are now taking their wheat down to here. This is one of the problems of connecting everything. Farms that have filled up their nearby granary will walk the whole map away just to deposit their food in another granary. my prosperity cap will collapse because of this, but that's okay. I'm going to destroy the 1x1s before the year is over. Oh, I'm destroying them right now. Because the 1x1s do the most damage to your prosperity. They do as much damage as a 2x2 whilst only having a fraction of the population. I previously asserted that empty, vacant lots of land negatively impact your prosperity rating, but now I'm not so sure. Okay, this looks not too shabby. Let's... crap, that's a good place for a market, but I can't really use it so well. But you know what I can use? You know it, you love it. It's magical Roman water. And that frees me up for a marketplace right there. Disgusting, says Ortofox. You don't know what you're talking about. There we go, these marketplaces will hoover up that wheat. And on top of that, I want to give these people access to religion. Yeah, it's a decent place for cities. Hopefully you make all the rounds. You probably won't, but I live in hope. And you do not merge, so away you go. Right, that's probably doing it for what we can fit in here. So, oh, I missed you. Let's water what we can and then consolidate. Desirability is going to be hard as heck for these people. Do 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 do. None too shabby. Did you not get watered? Somehow I missed you. Normally I'm pretty good at these, but yeah, sure enough, missed you entirely. Yeah, desirability will be tough, so I'm just going to plaza all this without a second thought. Prosperity will probably drop from 80, but it might not. It did, it dropped pretty hard. That's okay though, we'll get it back. That market fit before adjusting the aqueduct. He's doing that just to rile people up. It fit, yes, but the problem was I wanted people to be able to walk through here and then through here. I know there's access this way, but I wanted this for walkers. Off-the-road walkers. Oh, this is nice. I don't even need the chariot maker. The hippodrome walkers automatically come and do a loop here. Oh, that is great. That means that I can use you for a warehouse that gets pottery and furniture. Why is my pottery suffering so much? And it really is suffering. There we go, more pottery. In fact, I could have even more pottery. Distant battle. Okay. Oh boy, I am running out of space like mad around here. Now, sadly, these market ladies are going to walk to the ends of the earth to get certain goods. But that's just something we have to cope with for now. I'm going to need an education walker around here. A librarian may be able to affect everyone from there, but there's a good chance that he'll get lost in the stairways, as they love to do so. Delightful. Long time no stream, says Lyrico. Congrats on the lease. Well, thank you. I'm really happy to be here. Every day I wake up and realize I'm not in Sweden, and it makes it a very good day. Okay, there we go. They are very slowly getting the food for these plebes. Hopefully there's not a massive attack from here. I wouldn't know what to do. I wonder if I could have built my city much differently to afford myself more Lebensraum. There's a lot of unused space here, but it's very awkward because this is an ideal place for setting up the industry. This is all arable land. This is unused, but it can't be watered. Tricky is what this map is, for sure. And there's not a lot of other space to utilize. Oh well, we do what we can, for we must. Oh god, Toga Boy and his demands. He wants a huge amount of marble. Thankfully, marble is not a consumer good, so I can give it to him without worrying about my my houses. Something to be said for slamming in a bit more wheat right here, but no buts. I want more wheat. The librarian is making the full rounds, which is excellent. I would like to tax these people, but the money is in a good place and there's really not any space for it, he says, noting that there's space for it right here. Let's garden you up for now. I think actually desirability is becoming a bit of an issue. Bit of a hot topic, if you will, for some of these people. Ah, religion doesn't make it to you. Do I even have space to rectify that? Maybe. If I got rid of this wall. And we actually had you come along like so, instead of like so. Then I should be able to put down a temple here, and that might go up and around and affect some of these people, but it also probably won't. Prosperity raised up to 70, this is good. It's raising at a fast rate. I'm being a little cautious with the gardens because I don't want my walkers to take some of the wrong paths. You're filling up in an unpleasant manner because excessive pottery is actually going towards you. That isn't great. It's probably the pottery from here. Sees that as a closer place to deposit it to than here. But maybe it'll be okay. Depends on how much these people eat the pottery. They're not going to eat it at all unless we have a willing bathhouse walker. Ooh, I just cut off this as a walker route. I will make do with that. It's not a big walk around to go this way. Enemies closing. It's such a terrible thing when this granary is full, because then all of these wheat farms probably walk all the way to here to deposit their wheat. Thankfully though, these housing areas that I set up are rock solid. That's a load off my chest. What made you want to move from Sweden? I don't like Sweden. I don't like Swedes. I don't like the climate. I don't like the prices. There's very little I like about Sweden. There are some things though. I think it's a great place to raise a family, but I don't have to worry about raising a family. So it really doesn't help out much there at all. Come on, Morgan, just give these people a bath. They really need it.
Arbeidsledigheten er så høy at hele byen er ulykkelig.
Yeah, you make a good point. With so much unemployment, they probably don't want to pay my excessive amounts of tax, but I still need to make a profit, please understand. I'm a small indie governor. Oh, my days. See, I don't know what it is with the bathhouses. They never go where I need them to go. I just need you to walk along here. A lot of stinky, smelly Romans needing a bath. No, not up there. The walkers just get lost in the stairs so often. The walkers are not well made for 2x2 roads. I don't think she's ever going to go up to the high plateau. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, I need a backup plan for you. And here's my backup plan. Thunk. Take your baths and get out of my face. You're also not walking the way I need you to. There we go. So Toga Boy wants weapons, which is good. I certainly have a lot of those. And that keeps him very happy, and enemies are at the door, which is not good, but will be coped with. What the heck is this marketplace doing? The food is right there. Go and get it. You, of course, have desirability issues. I need to evolve these people pretty badly because my prosperity is tanking hard. I could potentially get one more small villa right here. No, actually, if I block off the access here, then I won't be able to have these oracles taken care of. Could probably have one or two of them around here. That could have some of its own problems though, thanks to walkers. Not the crisps. Oh, dearie me. Yeah, there is forced walker design. You can exert a lot of control over the walkers. I don't like doing it, but sometimes I do. A necessary evil, if you will. Oh right, your problem is lacking facilities. Actually, I could probably just do away with you. These people need to evolve badly. I don't know what these wheat farms' problems are. Get into this granary. I need you. The lack of food is hurting these people. Yeah, not just food, apparently. Right, well this finisher is actually doing me in. The extra population is proving too difficult to get whilst maintaining the prosperity, which is about to tank again, I think. Yeah, it went down from 72 to 71. I need it going up, not down. And really, the problem with this is because I have everything mixed together. Look at these... Oh. All those farms laying fallow, because I have it linked up and they're walking all the way over to a distant place to deposit their wheat. Easy money. Ballista one-shot almost anything. Not elephants, but pretty much everything else. There we go, so now they're all going off to a distant granary instead of this one. Jeez, what could be done about that? I don't know what could be done about it. Maybe you need a second granary in the area to prevent the farm delivery across the river. Another granary around here or so would make a bit of sense, but I am really lacking space right now. Maybe what I could do is have it over here. Yeah, this is a long time for those farms to spend not working. I also wonder what those bleeding marketplaces are doing. I wonder if they're wasting their time walking all the way over here for anything, but the pottery is right there. Can't imagine why they would waste their time going elsewhere. And 3 marketplaces should be sufficient for all of these guys. I think it's just the marketplace is also... It's a vicious loop. This place is full, then all the wheat farms go and deliver over here, and then the marketplaces empty it out, and then the market ladies go, oh, we need more food, oh, this is empty, and then they go over to some faraway place, again, probably this one, and then when the market ladies are over here, this gets filled up, and the market ladies aren't there to eat it up, so hopefully having 2 of these will help out a bit. Hopefully. Because Romans eat a ton of wheat, a huge amount of wheat. These people could evolve further if I give them doctor access, one of the easiest things to give access to, thankfully. Because it's just a 1-by-1 building that barely employs anybody. Alright, not bad, not bad. Caesar wants vegetables. Caesar's not going to get those vegetables to... Yeah, will he? Oh, I might be able to set up a segregated vegetable area. Actually, nothing is segregated in this city. But what if it were? Ah, there's no space to... Oh! Caesar's getting his veggies yet. Alright, how do you like them, pomme de terre? I will not be able to get him those vegetables in time. Not by a long shot. But I can do the follow-up request when he gives me an extension and moans about how slow I am. I thought how do you like them pomme de terre was pretty clever, but obviously you disagree. Because you people are impossible to please. I get rid of you in favour of an oracle. We haven't oracled in forever, and some of these people really need the desirability. Right, that should help out with the desirability in a big way, but potentially not a big enough way. There's a little tent there. Well, a big tent there. Alright, we just broke 7k. I think that's where we're going to stay. The last 1,000 I don't have a solution for, so I'm going to tent push on the final year. Still need that prosperity up a bit, but getting rid of a few of these remaining tents should take care of that nicely. I think there's some farmable land in the hill near the invasion point. You mean this area? Yeah, I didn't want to add more tents to help out because my prosperity is already tanking. Whereas this tent is really useful for... Oh crap, look at the lack of food around here. What is your problem? There's so much food! Go and get it! No, I can't be having these devolutions at the turn of the year. Legitimately no idea what some of these market ladies are doing. Other than testing my patience and doing a very good job of that. There we go, Caesar probably gave me another 24 months to comply with that. A large force in 20 months, and I also have enemies coming my way. That's not very nice, Caesar. I am baffled at what these people are doing. And again, both of these are lying empty, and my prosperity just dropped again. I need this to be a lot more stable than it is. I'm actually baffled at how it's falling apart so often. I think Jake will fail this map. I think I might manage it. That should be okay. 14 months, but enemies are closing, aren't they? Yes, they are. Large force is a horrible thing to do on a map with no military academy. I will send probably all of my legionnaires. I might actually have to send my whole army. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 20. Yeah, bye my javelins. I will miss you. One of these days, people are going to demand that Palmar beats his own maps before he submits them. Oh, well, that's probably part of the problem. Yeah, I did away with that labour access house. That's probably hurting a bit. But these markets are spending so long trying to find a source of food. I hope they're not wasting time going and getting vegetables, because that would be awful. It's not unthinkable that that's exactly what they're doing, though. Yeah, because some of these people are getting vegetables. Oh, that's rancid. Yeah, they're walking all the way over there to get veggies. Oh, rough. Real rough. Prosperity 75, prosperity 74. Right, we need these people bigger and better. And eating lots of wheat rather than vegetables. I'm not good enough, lol, says Palmar. That's quite funny. Alright, well, here come those enemies, which I'm not thrilled about, having sent my entire army away at Caesar's request. Okay, so yeah, I think that's exactly what's happening. The markets are wasting all their time going and getting vegetables. Okay, well, at least we won that battle. We have the vegetables for Toga Boy. Which means this has been done away with. Bye-bye. Yeah, and since the market ladies are wasting their time with veggies, they don't deal in the more important things like wheat and pottery and furniture. Ugh, Caesar wants more. I'm not so sure I'm going to give Caesar that fish. I can just give him some crummy gifts instead. Right now, all I need is that boost of population and prosperity. But with this yo-yoing around here, that's going to be difficult to get. I need these things stable at Medium Insulae. And then I can do the push. Push, push, push. It's looking alright, but it just takes them another journey to Neverland getting not wheat, and then everything falls apart. See, some of these people are eating through their limited stocks of food already. But they're getting back some wheat now. Our soldiers are back, which is also good. Are they injured? Quite a bit, so we need them to be fixed up. Prosperity 79. If I can have nothing destroyed and get my prosperity up one more, then we're okay. Where's my army? Where's my army? Come on, lads. Pick up the pace. Okay, whew. That was too close. Okay. Yeah, you're not doing anything for me anyway. Become an oracle. An all-forgiving oracle. Right. Next year, 80 prosperity, and we win. That's the grand goal at this point. So I gotta do everything I can to squeeze out that extra bit of prosperity. That includes evolving any of these crummy tiny labor tents, making sure that all these guys are medium, no lights among them. You I can't help because you're outside of water range, sadly. What does this tell me? There's one person in my society in a small insulae, and I think it's you. And they're still waiting on furniture. Okay. Were we poor at the start? Very, very poor. Would adding veggies in the northern farm area stop them walking so far for them? No. It would hurt a lot more than it helps. Right, my life becomes so much easier if we can just get to 80 prosperity. I'm going to purge any nasty one-by-one crummy things that I have. Where and when I can. There is you, and you are really terrible. But I need you for labor access. I might cheekily get rid of you at the turn of the year. Same with you. Toga Boy's not happy that I'm not giving him the meat, but I'll give him the marble instead. Oh, I still sell marble, don't I? Right. He wants 25 of the stuff, the freak, so make sure we keep some. I'll definitely earn that point of prosperity if the cap is higher than 79, or rather if it's at 80. Okay, good, we got some extra evolutions to help us out there. I just need to have these places not fall apart on me. And some of them really want to fall apart on me. I'm looking at you. Alright, I really want that 80 prosperity right now, so some poor starving places just have to suffer. And get rid of that tent as well. People are unhappy, probably because of my progressive taxes, which I will drop for them. I'll even get rid of this shack. Oh, no, 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 no. Stop devolving now. Boy, there's a lot of very unhappy people. We did it! Right, 82 prosperity. Now, the rush. Curiously, how is city mood? Indifferent? Indifferent is fine. Farewell taxes. This has suddenly become someone else's problem. Do, 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 do. Without taxes, these people won't revolt. They will just happily move into my slave colony. Very, very happily. Yeah, never underestimate the ability of these people to burn down. This is not the most glorious way to win a map. Far from it. It's probably the least glorious way to win. This map could definitely be beaten without this. Absolutely, definitely. But that would require a lot more forethought than I can manage on stream. So instead, I reach what I need, and then we just shove in the last 1,000 people very unceremoniously into disgusting tents. There we go. And that should be fine, and it's all quite close to the entry point. 1,500 people. I don't think that's enough space for 1,500 people, but we'll see how we're looking. This works because prosperity is only recalculated at the turn of every year. Oh yeah, Islands of Pain this doesn't work in, because Islands of Pain had no space whatsoever. Oh, what a malicious map that was. I'm really happy with these housing blocks. They're all interconnected, and I really love that in a map. Connecting things together. But Palmar loves to break up his maps, usually with a big river or mountain in the middle of it, which prevents you from having everything so interconnected so well. Well, it prevents me from doing it. Maybe with a good bit of forethought someone could handle it better. 7,000 still needs to grow quite a lot more. 71. Oh, it's already June and we're not there. Get in my city, everyone. Come on, come on. 74. Still 74. Oh god, there were devolutions here. That hurts. 75. 76. 77 in September. A lot of complaints. I can hear people dying out there. October. 78. We're running out of space for shoving people in here. We don't really need farms, we need people. And these people don't necessarily need food. Get in there. November. Come on. What's taking you so long? I don't need defense, I need people. Oh, wait, wasn't there an attack on this way? Oh, it's too far out. The game's trying to make me give commands to all these dead people. 79 December, come on! Whew! Oh boy, that was too close for comfort. But Caesar has acknowledged my glorious victory and promoted me to the lofty rank of clerk. Disgusting tent town is now the problem for the next governor. Okay, there we go. Once again, you've proven yourself. For those that were late showing, perhaps we'll have a reminder about what Toga Boy was harping on about this time. Here we go. He was livid with my poor decision to expand the entertainment district. I apparently cost the Empire thousands. I also have funds of 66,000 there. Toga Boy, so I think he's really just scapegoating me here. Despite your foolishness, I will not allow Rome to be insulted by the unwashed Greeks attempting to tear down all that work. Well, in a few of those alternate realities, they did tear down all that work. I did not expect a large early attack from the north, but perhaps I should have. In any case, we did expand the border, we did set up a defense, and we did build a luxurious district. I actually want to reload that and have a look at my luxuries district, because it's very rare for me to actually build small villas. They are terrible. Here it is, it's December. Each of these are giving me 184 denarii compared to a much better large villa or even palace that would be giving me over 1,000 denarii each, whilst still consuming the same amount of furniture, pottery, oil, and wine. And again, that's not much more than these medium insulae give, whilst also supplying me with a workforce, so yeah. I would far prefer small insulae even over small or medium villas. They're just that bad. In fact, in a way, hovels can be regarded as being better than villas, because hovels don't ask for much, but they still give you a workforce and pay their taxes. The reason hovels are a big thing on taxes is because when you play on very hard mode, it reduces the tax income you get by, I forget if it's 25 or 50%, but either way, it reduces the amount of tax paid from a 1 multiplier to a less than 1 that rounds down to 0. And that's the tax multiplier for tents and shacks. So in very hard mode, you'll never make money off of tents or shacks. Okay, that was that for our city expansion map, but we're not done, are we? No, we've got another map coming up right now. It was a map that I watched Blobber play around with a little bit earlier, so I know a little bit about it. Backwater Mark II. We're meant to play from the save rather than the map file, due to there being changes in the map apparently. Instantly a whole lot more Lebensraum than we had on the previous map, and only a slightly increased population. We'll have a rundown about everything we could see about this map in a few minutes, because I'd like to go and quickly nibble on something and drink something, and then we'll get on with this. I'll be right back. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take stream down and then bring it back up in about 5 minutes. So if your patience can withstand 5 minutes, hang around. If not, well, too bad for me.